Hang on, there we go. I somehow I managed to click the wrong button. Oh, I've just had a rant anyway, guys. You're good. You didn't want to hear it. All right, yeah, I was just ranting. Don't mind me. All right, hello, welcome to the WardiTV Team League. Somehow managed to mute myself when unmuting myself. That's genuinely very impressive because it was unmuted. No, it was muted, and then I saw it unmuted, and then I somehow remuted it, which is, like I say, quite a talent. I'm gonna go ahead and say. So that happened. That's been the start of the day. All right, we get this in the way. Jimmy and Bonan as we get into game number 1 of our first series of the day in the Team League. Bonkers against Old War Machines, which are a couple of teams that came through the qualifiers. So we actually have a match here between two teams which are, in theory, pretty well set evenly against one another. Now this is going to be a cannon rush from Bonan. Apparently he's a known cannon rusher, and he's going to try and cannon rush Jumi in this opening game of this best of 7. So, we can get this on the way. Cannon coming up on the high. I mean, that's just another pylon on the high ground, so I don't really feel like this is doing anywhere near enough. What, are we just going to throw Nexus down at all? Oh no, we're gonna mass pylon behind the mineral line. Okay, 6 pylons on the way. Yeah, I guess that one re-walls this area once the other side gets broken open. I guess that does indeed make sense. And now our first cannon is on the way up. So cannon's on the way. Is this something which just punishes you for not getting like a forge in defense against this? I mean, we might be able to break through still. That Zealot is going pretty well up on the top side of this. That pylon is still taking some hits. It's going to go down. The probe's still nibbling through. And I'm just going to be having pylon cancelling, cannon taking some damage, the probes and the Zealot going to still do that thing, hitting that cannon hard, and I mean, if there's only one cannon here, then I struggle to believe it's going to be that effective. There's going to be an attempt up at the top side to get another cannon on the way, which should be attackable. 1 or 2 probes on the low ground as well. It feels as though Jumi has found himself the necessary defense here for this opening game, and that is going to be all we really needed. That cannon goes down, GG says Bonan. 2.5 minutes, and Jumi takes the first map of the day. Wonderful. Yeah, guys, so I opened the stream, and basically what I said, a little recap of what you guys missed out on, because the last thing I would like is for you guys to feel as though you've missed out on, you know, the TLDR is that basically every day that goes by in this team league, I get more and more convinced that we should have never done a team league. And I'm at the point where I might actually just put the 4 teams who don't cause problems into a hat and just be like, pick one and be like, the winners! Because I think at this point we're on track to maybe actually have a more entertaining system than if we actually try and play half of these games. So, is this around to do with Exeritus? Not really, honestly. Actually, it's around to do with about 80% of the league. It is a bit of a rant, but it's not really that meaningful. We just there's just a lot of scheduling being done, and people suddenly aren't available for entire weeks at a time. When at the very one of the first message that any team received in the Discord, I will read this to you guys. Please confirm your rosters are correct on this page, Wikipedia link. Please write me any scheduling issues you have with the currently set play days. Times are starting times for the first series, other series will start later. I then list every match day, okay? Then, right? So this was on, just to be clear, this was on the 1st of March, okay? On the 2nd of March in the evening, after nobody contacted me. Oh no, that was a qualifier. On the 6th of March, I then sent out the first draft of the schedule, which included all of the matches and their times, right? So to every team, okay? At which point they have the full schedule. So So when someone asks me, hey, I'm not here for the entirety of next week, can we fix that? on the same day, on like the day that they're meant to set their rosters, like I can't organize it any better. You know, I can't organize it any better. It's the first game over. Yeah, Cannon Rush didn't work out. All right. Let me host this game. So yeah, TLDR. Don't try and organize a team like guys. It's absolutely miserable. Is honestly my TLDR. I get it. Things happen, but like, I'm just double checking. It is March the 15th. Teams have had the full schedule for 9 days. Ay. All right. We're gonna skip Arc Fire Art because apparently that's been pre-played. I don't know. like I say, that's happened. So cool. There's an update for you guys that's going on. So yeah, honestly, the Exerita situation, like, first of all, apparently that's crazier than I thought. I actually don't care. Like, they didn't show. It's a walkover. It's whatever. I actually don't. It's whatever. It happens. It sucks, but like whatever. Apparently, there's more drama behind the scenes. Like I say, don't really care enough to actually, you know, to invest time into figuring out what that means. But yeah, just there's a. Like, I mean, I feel like I'm so easy to work with. I feel like it's so easy to message me and just be like, hey, these days don't work. And it's just like, okay, no problem. Like, Bonkers messaged me 2 days after they got the schedule, and Jimmy was like, hey, I can't play this entire week. I'm away. So we're going to do a Bonkers game today, and then Bonkers games got rescheduled. It was really as simple as that. You know, super easy. I'll just fix them into place, reschedule them, right? Boom, easy. But that's much easier to do a week before instead of like the day before. Someone's like, hey, I gotta go away on Tuesday. The rosters will be set on Monday. Can I pre-play? I don't know. Can you pre-play? Probably. Just ranting, guys. Just ranting. Hey, what's up? Spiration Music. Gifting out a sub to BBMBBBMB. Thank you so much for the gifted sub. It's a shame as a viewer you love the idea of this event. It's okay. We'll get there. I'm just letting it out for a minute. That's all. I'm just letting it out for a minute. It's all good. We'll be fine. Just having a rant momentarily. Momentary ranting ensues. Oh, and breathe. All right, 4 players. Double check everyone's ready. And we'll get into some TVT for a second or two, guys. Go. So Jimmy waiting for Art and Mini Zerg to say go. So just giving them a chance to ready up. Yeah, apparently there's a Russian tournament or something today, because all of a sudden all the Russians... So this is one of the things that happened as well. Pretty much all of the Russian players are no longer available to play today, so we've had to completely change the schedule on the day of the order of matches. After... This part's my best part in this one. After all the rosters were set. like how do these tournaments just show up out of nowhere, man? Oh... I want to make a tournament that just shows up on, like, the day before it happens. I mean, I guess that happens sometimes with qualifiers, but, like... crazy. Alright, guys. Anyways, all good. We are going to kick in. to a game 2 here. Jumi and Baby Marine going to be taking on Art and Minizerg for his second game. So we're going to skip over 1-1v1. It's been pre-played, and there is time constraints on this series because some of the players have to play ASAP, basically. So that's where we're at. So we're going to be at 1-0 here for Jumi and Baby Marine in the bottom left-hand corner. While in the upper right, Art and Minizerg are going to be our red and orange. Zerg and Protoss. All right. 2v2. There's musties in this lobby. I'm literally going to go on his camera. Because my brain is... I'm at the point where I think about Team League and I'm just like, I don't want to. So we're just going to sit here and cast the game nice and chill and get over it and then get going. We actually have, I think, Musketeers versus Shopify is going to be very normal later on, so I'm really looking forward to that. Until then, we have a little bit of organizational chaos, so we'll continue to work on that as best we can. As yeah, getting the assimilator coming up, racks and the gas coming through, hatching the assimilator, building. Let me just wait to see where everything gets to for a couple of moments here. So yeah, a little bit of a chill starting point, and see where we go in this 2v2. So it's going to be Terran Protoss versus Protoss Zerg. We've seen a lot of Protoss Zerg versus Protoss Zerg in this event actually so far, but this one obviously going to be TP versus PZ. So a little bit of difference there to start things. Just going to see that Nexus and the Assimilator both continuing on by. And yeah, just expansion here from Art and from Minizerg. Now Jimmy's going to expand. Baby Marine is on his way to expanding as well. He's got the money building up, so we should be there for an expansion very shortly. Just going to see that probe hopping into the main, so he's going to be able to get a bit of a scout around, see what's going on. And yeah, just going to have the Reaper, the Orbital, and the Command Center will continue to produce as well. So just get some of these bits and pieces up and running. Nexus building along, and so far, so good. You can see the Reaper gonna go after the probe. Reaper heading up towards the upper right-hand side, and just going to be seeing the Stargate coming about. Nexus on the way, so a little bit of setup looking reasonable here. We do have the couple Lings that are looking to make their way around and get in position. What's up, Rolf? Rolf, thanks so much for the 22-month reset on the Prime. Much appreciated. Hope you're doing great. Thank you so much for priming us up. Appreciate the support. Thank you, thank you. Let's just have Queen, a few Zerglings continue to come around here. That Stargate, a couple probes, and the Adept all coming into place. And we just got the reactor and the orbital building up right now as well. So just getting a lot of that on the go. SCV and the Marine just gathering up on the bunker right there. So just getting that all settled in. And taking a couple moments before we kick off into some further action here at this current point in time. So try to see what's going to happen. Hey, what's up, Lancet Shinkles as well. Thank you so much for the fresh new sub. Appreciate you. As that hallucination is going to fly its way across down to the bottom left-hand side of the map here. So hallucination on a little bit of a scout. Trying to see what's going on. Twilight Council is producing by. So looking pretty reasonable across the state of things at the moment. This fake hallucinated Phoenix will go down to the real Phoenix that has been made. Again, Phoenix combining with Terran is the very common way of things going. So Phoenix with Terran units, and then on the other side of things we get the Protoss Zerg has been very commonly kind of Ling Bane all-ins and Blink Stalkers. Just Ling Stalker in general as a combination has been a very popular way of kind of going about it. So yeah. So you see a couple shots coming through. The Adepts are going to shade. The Hellions are going to escape out of there. We do take a couple of moments just to settle this on down. Stalker going to find a couple of Adepts will take some damage. And continuing through for the moment. Yeah, Adept is going to take a few more shots. And we are going to be having the catch here. With the Hellions coming in, we're actually going to get a Sentry as Art then drops the recall to try and reposition back the other way. The couple of Phoenix will continue up and over for a few moments as well, so just going to move those straight across. Next is coming down, the two additional Stargates coming into place. The Phoenix and the Probes will continue to build as well, as the Hellions and the Phoenix continue to gather together. So everything joins in, the Stalkers will be here for a couple moments. Hellions go back and forth, just going to be seeing the Stalkers. Going to jump onto a couple of those Hellions very quickly, very easily. I'm just going to see those push back the other way again. Phoenix on the way, air weapons on the way up. Stargate and the probe continue to produce as well. So far, so good. Extra Banes will morph. The Zerglings will come by. An extra Bane morphs in off to the side as well. Stalkers get here. Bit more being done. Nothing too crazy still. Still got that air weapon upgrade coming through the Phoenix and the Oracle building. That's a massive Ling Bane as Mini Zerg and Arda looking as though they're going to get ready to just kind of sort of send this right now. Start to put some damage out. Banes burst through. Bunker going down. Going to blink over. Phoenix starts to fall as well. Just going to see those couple of Banshees going to work, as we are going to see there's a lot of units breaking in. And I'm not sure if Jimmy and Baby Marine are really ready to deal with this. Tank on the high ground gets jumped on. No raise on that depot on the high ground. Tank will finally go down. A couple of Phoenix lifting Stalkers, but is it enough? And you have those Banshees obviously trying to fight as well, and there's no detection here, so eventually those Banshees are kind of ripping through this position and kind of getting there. But a lot of damage done before then. You can see the supply of Baby Marine and Jumi both kind of falling pretty heavily right now. A few Stalkers could counter that siege tank maybe. Killing off the tank is going to be very important for kind of maintaining this pressure. Once you're in this main base and on this production, it's going to be huge for you. And Bonkers seem to be on their way to a loss to tie up this series ones apiece. There's Art and Mini Zerg will look to get this one in the 2v2. Jimmy says GG. Baby Marine says GG. Mini Zerg and Art tied up 1-1. And it's a couple of fast games to start off the day, guys. And getting back on track. All right. Alrighty, guys. I will breathe. I'm calming down. Sorry. The stress of the day starting just set me off. I know that sounds utterly ridiculous, but yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. Just getting over the first portion of the day. Once we get over that, it's always an improvement from that point on. Drop the lobby link down for what will be Baby Marine versus Art, and then Baby Marine versus Mini Zerg, I believe is what we are going for. So again, we're skipping over Arrow Fire versus Art for the moment, guys. I have a replay for that. We might not cast that straight away. I might actually just go into the other series, because that's going to get started. Once that gets started, we get into the other series, and we kind of... The problem is that a bunch of the players have time constraints, like I mentioned. So because they've got time constraints, I want to make sure we get their matches played. And if they're playing matches, like, it doesn't make sense to cast a replay while another match plays live, if you can see what I mean. So, as I say, I've said a lot of times in this league so far, it might be a bit messy, but it might be a bit messy, guys. However, in absence of believing that that's a problem, I think we will still go forth and... yeah, go forth and what am I trying to say? I think we'll go forth and kind of do it as I just suggested. So, see, basically, guys, you don't have to worry. Just watch with me, and I'll try and guide you guys through it as much as we can. So, yeah, we'll do some navigating of this wherever possible. Cool. Cool. All right. Just waiting for Art to join us here. Hopefully nice and quick. We can get this TVP underway. No pressure, Art, but you're one of the guys that needs this tournament to go fast, so get in this lobby. If you're one of the guys that needs the day to go quickly, then don't be the one to hold it all up. There's a 2v2. There is 2v2 maps within the series. It's a best of 7. There's 4 1v1s and 2 2v2s. Alright, just waiting for Baby Marine to go. He has, and we're going to go into some more 1v1s. So it's tied up 1-1. Heading into the rest of this match. So we're going to go Baby Marine Odd, Baby Marine Mini Zerg, and then a 2v2, Arc 5, Baby Marine, and Bonan Inexorable going to be happening. So, yeah, let's get this started up and ready to rumble. So, yeah, it's a mix of 1v1 and 2v2, guys. It's a mix of 1v1 and 2v2. And we're stuck loading, so hopefully we get that sorted in a second, guys. We'll get back on track. Appreciate your patience. Well, cool. I just stuck on the loading screen. Yeah, it's been a day, guys. What a start to the day so far. Great beginnings. Logging out. Do. Alright, we do get into it. As we have in the bottom left-hand side, the blue Terran player will be Baby Marine. He takes on Art. Red Protoss in the top right-hand corner as we get this up, running, and underway to get this all started out. So, into this we head as we have game number 3 of the series. In the top right side, Art, like I say, has actually been really good as of late. I actually kind of really enjoy watching him play. It's really kind of fun to see him develop and kind of grow a lot as a player lately. So excited to see what he is able to bring to this table here today. And as we get into this one, and see what he does against Baby Marine, who's also been kind of a fun player to watch continually develop. And that's why I do think Team League's cool, because I think teams like this playing each other. We had to see some guys who we just don't see on, the Wardy tournaments and the Wardy stream as much as I'd like to. So, yeah, gives us a nice opportunity to kind of look at a little bit more of the regular kind of guys instead of just the top of the top, which I guess I think is always fun to do. It's fun to have a setting to do it in, I know there's lower tournaments and stuff as well, but it's nice to have the Team League where it's like we have a mix of these matches between the top and then some of the other guys kind of taking part as well. Like, it's nice to be able to see these guys within the tournament that we're already doing rather than having to go out of our way to do something a bit different or out of the ordinary and so on. So, yeah. Anyways, SCV builds the depot, probe coming up, Reaper on the orbital, continuing in just for a couple of moments there, so getting that started out. Just going to see the probe nibbling back onto the SCV just for a second as well, so put some damage out here, get that underway. And yeah, orbital command coming up, Reaper on the way, factory building. So far, so good. As you just see, a couple of units moving around for a couple of seconds, so yeah, taking a moment and getting settled in. I'm just going to be seeing that Nexus coming by as well, so just going to get that straight up into place. Slider core Nexus coming through, and we'll see where Art takes us. Baby Marine usually likes to play the longer games. I think he will set up to be a bit aggressive initially at first, but generally speaking, I do think Baby Marine is not afraid to kind of get into the later kind of more macro-y game of TVP. He will play very drop heavy, and so he likes to move around the map a lot with big armies, and like I say, kind of splitting that army up. That has been a big part of Baby Marine's approach to the matchup from what we've seen of it in recent history, so that's always very cool. Again, Twilight Council, probes, the centering, the warp gate coming up. Reaper and the Hellion coming through as well. Continue to get that on the way just for the moment. Well, just gonna have the reactor dropping into place. Starport still coming online. The commanders are coming through. HeroMarine in the SCV building. Reapers and a Hellion joining up together as well. We'll continue to bring that all into play. The gateway and the battery coming up as well here. Reapers hop up. 3 of them into the main base right now, having a little bit of a peek around. The Soldier just going to shoot. The couple Hellions go back the other way. And it's going to see that Stalker still coming across. Reaper's still moving through that. Reapers and the Hellion still coming through again. The barracks, the depot's coming about. Tank and Marine still settling here. Take a couple of moments. It's gonna have that Nexus still coming by. The Robo facility coming up. And a couple of Marines will be there to try and get involved as well. So, Reaper and Hellion gets back on the other side. Begins to gather up. Again, the Raven on the way from Baby Marine as well, so he'll try and play with this. Let's see the Widowmine's getting burrowed up, and 2 probes go down initially. You're going to see a 3rd probe maybe. Going to unburrow Reburrow, which is going to give us the chance to get a bunch more probes. Oh my good, last second split there from Art to minimize that damage. That was almost a disaster. That was almost a full mineral line, as now the Reaper Hellion comes darting in as well for a little extra. 6 probes going down. You can see the Stalkers blinking over to try and help push that away. Barracks, the rat gas, the engineering bay all continue to come through for the moment. So we get a little bit more of that all on the way by for now. Just going to see the Reaper still moving across right here. And yeah, medevac up around the top side. Marine Marauder coming over, getting in position. And Combat Stim still coming up. We have the, again, Stim Combat +1 all coming through. Colossus and the charge upgrade coming about. Gates coming in. Probes in production. Let's have that medevac going to boost over toward the natural expansion already. And the Raven back up the left-hand side, backing away for a few moments here. You see the Marauder coming down, and a couple of SCVs just going to finish repairing up that medevac as well. Raven gets to the top. Just going to be seeing the charge. The Colossus continue to come around here. That charge continue to come in. Auto turret goes straight down, and a bunch of probes going to start getting knocked away at here as well. So just going to see 2 workers going down immediately. Just going to get those picked off. And against Impact, Combat Shield, and the +1 all still continue to build for the moment. Marines and Marauders will continue back in together. So again, regroup those over here just for a second or so. Get them back in place and get ready to keep things moving. These next couple of moments, just going to be seeing the Bioforce starting to step forward. Again, Thermal lands the Colossus coming up right now, so a lot of these extra bits and pieces coming through. Getting this into place as the Bioforce takes a big step to the top of the map here. Baby Marine looking for a big shove. He will be going into 2 Colossus though, so it's going to be a bit of a difficult position to really justify kind of committing fully into. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops over these next couple of moments. That medevac going to be boosting over to the right side. Observer with a good spot, sees the medevac, sees the drops. And so we will see Art able to start getting in position here initially. So the medevacs get through. Instant blank. Full medevac dies. Second medevac hurts but doesn't go down. But yeah, that's obviously already pretty disastrous to say the least. So not ideal. See a battery doing a bit of healing, trying to get things back on track. Just trying to get everything fixed back up basically at this point. So we get everything back into place. And we will just have Viking, couple of Marines, and the armor upgrade coming through, +1 the Thermal Lance as mentioned on the way as well. Continue to bring that about as the Bio and Tank Force and a couple of the Widowmines all get gathered. We'll unload a couple units from the medevac also. I'm just going to bring those straight out and get them positioned nicely to continue through. Zell Colossus Sentry is going to nibble their way through some rocks. So some rocks going down, an opening going to be made. Just going to see those Zells continue to get to work. Menton are going to come across, land down as well. The rocks will be very close to dropping down, are going to fall. Again, just opening the map up, especially giving you this fourth base position to kind of work in for a few moments as well. So again, that's set up. Here comes the army from Odd, so he's just going to go. Obviously, HeroMarine unsuccessful in his attacks, and now big push from Odd coming across the map as Zealotstalker Colossus all gathering together. Just going to be seeing the Auto turret coming in. A couple of these probes are going to begin getting knocked down already. I'm just going to see these couple Archons, the probes and the Nexus continue to produce for the moment. Bio Army, the Vikings, and the tanks gathering. You're just going to see the Stalkers blinking up. A couple of these tanks going to get jumped on immediately. They're going to get absolutely obliterated. Bio Army just going to stim on this ramp. The Zealots wanting to come down. Art looking very good, and it's going to be GG from HeroMarine. Art will take this to a 2-1 lead for Old War Machines, as HeroMarine will look to defend them from getting onto match point, because he comes out to play a second time against Mini Zerg. That's going to be on Celestial Enclave. Big map. Could be a big game. I know HeroMarine's a big fan of playing the big kind of games and the long games, like I say, so he will camp if he needs to camp. We'll get this TVZ ready to go in just a second, guys. We're inviting people in. We'll be set and ready to kick this off in a few moments. Alrighty, drop some invites in. HeroMarine just in a replay, it seems. We'll get this sorted. Alright, head into this TVZ in just a moment, guys. 2-1 the scoreline currently. So after this, the Three Musketeers are going to make their appearance against Old War Machines as well. Should be fun. Look through a little bit of that. Just waiting for Mini Zerg to come and join us here. It's ready to begin. They're going to be a bit of TVZ. If the guys are ready, we can kick this off. So let's just double check if they are. Go's called from both. Let's send it. All right, so it's a 2-1 lead for the Old War Machines right now. Looking to get up to a 3-1 scoreline here as Bonkers need to get a little bit of success off HeroMarine here, tie up this series, get it to 2-2. And then obviously kind of leaves things open with a 2v2 and a 1v1 to be played. Again, Art Fire will catch maybe a bit later. It's already been played. I've got the replay for it, but that one's been played. The other that we're talking about here is real question mark as we get into this. In the top right side, HeroMarine, Red Terran player. And it's going to be, like I say, having his team trail and is looking to even it out. As we have him in the top right corner of Celestial Enclave, taking on Mini Zerg in the bottom left corner. Game 4 of this BO7. Two teams that came in from the qualifiers, got the top seeds from the qualifiers. They got first and second, essentially. The finals not played. They went undefeated. One team, Xeratus, came in as the third place team. So yeah, these were the top qualified teams. So like I say, it's a pretty even match. It's two teams that are coming with a very similar seeding into this event. And it is now a time to see whether or not that means Mini Zerg and HeroMarine will capitalize for their teams, and which of these teams gets arguably the easiest quotation marks kind of win of the season for themselves. Alrighty, so a couple of drones minded about. Get settled here for a few moments. And go on the cameras of the guys again. And see what wonderful things they show us over the course of some early game Terran vs Zerg. These Zerg and HeroMarine setting out right now to get underway. Barracks coming up. Reaper is going to be on the way. Orbital Command is coming through as well. Pretty reasonable little bit of a setup here just for the moment, as we do have that CC dropping down in place. Just going to get that in position. Get this ready to go. Yeah, another depot coming down. That Reaper is still ticking along as well, coming across here in a second or so. Yeah, just getting a couple of those bits and pieces up and running. So yeah, the Lings and the Queen will continue to produce through. Early game looking reasonable. Yeah, nothing too surprising just yet in this game 4. So early game nice and standard. I'm just going to be seeing the CC in the factory still coming about. Reaper moves over, and a couple of Lings are going to be there for a couple of seconds as well. Let's see, a couple of those Lings are going to get jumped on for a few moments. There's the factory, the CC, and the reactor all continue by. So again, we get a lot of that setting up at the moment to get this on the way. Let's see, the Reaper going to get buffed around a little bit as well. So just going to see a little bit more happening there. The factory, the CC, and so continue to come into place just for the moment. And yeah, the Orbital also still producing over. And there's the CC and the Rex just coming through. The Queen going to be there. Reaper gets chased. A couple of Lings going to gather up with the Creep Teamer as well. And the Queen is just going to be there to try and keep the Reaper being pushed out into the middle of the map. So maybe gets shoved over in that direction for the moment. And CC coming up, a couple of extractors and that hatchery all coming by as well. Just bringing all of that online here at the moment. That link speed is just ticking over to being done in the next moment or two. And on we go. And like I said, a couple of Hellions will be off and away on their way out onto the map to try and take some map control here from HeroMarine on the Celestial Enclave. As we can see Minizerg opting for a Roach Spawn, so you see him kind of already saying, hey look, you know, we're going to get into some roaches here. We're going to get that ready to go right from the very get-go already. Just putting that straight into position right now. And Reaper and the 2 Hellions gather up. And CC just finishes in the main base. So the command center finishes in the main. That Starport again still building by. Again, Stim still building up for a couple moments. Starport just about to finish here as well. Stimpack still building through again a couple of minutes. There's a lot of roaches from Minizerg, so probably going to go across the map and get somewhat aggressive here. In fact, some Marines of the Stim are still building over for a couple moments. Just going to be having the roaches out and moving across the map. The Lings to follow this up. So this attack is happening very soon. We're going to have Stim Marines to deal with this. Is it going to be enough? CC moves over, so we know this is happening. We are going to see some preparations for it. Obviously, no bunker ready just yet. Marines are going to have medevacs to back them up, so it's almost always worth stimming. If the Marines are going to be fighting, you want to be stimmed up here. We see the Lings kind of get through very quickly. The bunkers both get cancelled, so we'll not get bunkers up. The problem is the Lings go down so quickly, and HeroMarine is going to start making a very solid defense. It's more Marines being Lings already built behind this, so we're not droning behind this at all, and this starts to look like more and more of a defense here. And this is going to be seeing these Marines getting through a couple more Lings. A few Ravagers can back it up. That is a defense very nicely made right now from HeroMarine. Good hold from him. Puts himself in a very comfortable position early on. And he does lose 21 SCV, so the economy damage is done. But Terran with triple command center typically rebuilds out of these scenarios so much better than a Zerg, because HeroMarine is going to have all the tech already set to go. So he's going to have stimmed kind of, droppable bio units that are going to be extremely powerful for the foreseeable future with their upgrades against an unteched Zerg. Lair halfway done, no Evo chamber in sight. And that's going to be the issue from here on out, is just that the Terran army is likely going to make the Zerg army very miserable. It's going to keep it moving around, make it very difficult to really succeed in any which way. That's just going to make this, like I say, kind of tough through and through over these next few minutes. So definitely expecting that to be kind of a thing that we keep our eyes on, I guess, as the Marines and the medevac can just gather up 1-1 in the Marines. Still building, like I say, the upgrade's going to be a big factor here, I'd imagine, in the grand scheme of things. Let's just have those upgrades continuing by for the moment. So, Mini-Zerg did drone out of it nicely, and I will not lie, his economy is actually looking very strong. I do expect the Marines, like I say, to maybe be able to trade well. There is a scuffle, going on already. Marines are fighting a few Lings and a Ravager down on this bottom side. It's going to force to be lift up in the end. Just going to be seeing those units having to back away eventually, so we back out of that. Again, still got that 1-1 just ticking along, about halfway done at the moment from Baby Marine. Bane Nest, Infestation Pit coming up from Mini-Zerg. So I've just seen him trying to tech away from all of this as well. So starting to make those kind of moves, starting to process this further and further along, as a couple of these units already making their move along. Again, Bio Army is coming through the center, and it is going to be a bit of a shove right now from Baby Marine, looking to get down to this bottom side of the map. So Baby Marine making a push. Gonna take a second to pull back. A few Lings pulling back there as well. That means the Hellion will just fight. The Zerglings will take some damage. Just going to be seeing the Marines, Hellions getting over. A couple of those Lings getting roasted away nice and quickly. Medevac's just pulled back over the right side again. Chunk of Marines inside is just going to be relocating, trying to see where else they can go. Marines unload, a couple of those Lings get picked off. Just going to see the Marines into the bottom right side. On the left side, the Marines going to unload from these medevacs as well, and they go. But we're going to take some damage. The drone's going to get caught. This Mini-Zerg out of position and getting punched hard. Might lose that in-base hatchery, by the way, which would be pretty rough. To see that actually just going down here would be a little bit of a shocker. And still got the 2-2 upgrades coming about as well. So bring that 2-2 around. Just going to see the 2-2 coming up. Marine tank still building. Move on the way. But yeah, losing a hatchery. I mean, this is only the half base, but if you don't have another fourth, then yeah, it kind of is a big deal, right? Like, that's also your production lines. You know, that's the problem with Zerg. Lose a hatchery, you don't just lose economy, you lose the production and the lava out of it as well. So the kind of thing that can add up and kind of work against you for a significant amount of time as the bio will step forward. A couple creep teamers will be going down. Scanning ahead, a few Marines are going to try and get after the Overlords. You're going to see the Ling Bane still pushing forward. Siege tank there trying to help out as well, as you just see a few more Lings getting picked away at. Drilling Claws, the 2-2 again, and a lot of that just continuing up for a couple of moments here. $14 more Lings are going to produce. Just going to see the Ling Bane jump on the left side. Now the Banes are running on the right side. Tanks are going to be firing. Bio going to be pulling backwards. Marines are going to turn. A lot of the Roach Ravager being eaten up at the moment. The few Marines on the left going to get in after the Queens as well. Oh, that's a big fight from Baby Marine. Just absolutely dominant. Able to really just absorb all the units that were coming through. Ultra Cavern on the way. That's never going to finish, I don't think, because these Marines probably just stim again and keep after everything here. Get into this mineral line, or honestly just turn and fight into the Ravagers as well. Yeah, they're going to kite back, but if they kite back, you just step back toward this base, and you just kind of constantly play this dance. Baby Marine will be good to tie us up 2-2, gets the win in the TVZ. And we will be seeing some TV2 to try and determine the advantage right now going into map number 5. So it'll be Arc Fire Baby Marine versus Bonan and Inexorable, which will happen on Rohana. Let's try and remember to host this with the correct mod this time. Cool. Man, all the Baby Marine. 4 games in a row from him. So it's going to be Baby Marine and Arc Fire teaming up on this one. Get that set to go in a moment. Alright, I'll hop over to NA, guys, and get ready for this. And on we will resume. Hey, what's up? Around then, bam. Thank you for a gifted sub. Going out to Zoltrix. Thank you so much for the gifted sub. Appreciate the support. And yeah, we're just going to host this up on NA instead, guys. So give me a second. Great. Great. Confirm. No, wrong mod. Every time we do it, it's the wrong mod. It's so difficult to remember basic instructions. Doing it myself. I am my own problem in this case. Alright. Hop over here. It's ready to go. Alright, HeroMarine and HeroMarine will join us. One more player into the lobby, and we can kick this off, guys. Again, thank you for a bit of patience. Just hopping servers, and so it takes a moment or two. Should be ready to go in a moment. Kick this off. And head into what will be Protoss Terran versus Protoss Terran, actually. So that part of this is actually pretty cool as well. This are ready to go. 2 and 2 tied up right now. Alright, the players are ready. Go, go. Being called. Ready, ready. I think we're good. One from each team is good enough for me. If you're saying ready and your teammate's not ready, that's bad teamwork. Alright, we are counting down into this TV2 game, guys. Like I say, HeroMarine and HeroMarine will fight Bonan and Inexorable. So, getting that up. And ready to start here. And get ready to begin this. How do you buy an EV chair like this? It's just a secret lab chair. They're probably sold out now, to be honest, but if you go on Secret Lab, or if you type in Secret Lab Pokemon, you'll probably be able to find them. But like I say, they might be sold out now. As we get ourselves into the top left-hand side, the orange and red team will be HeroMarine and HeroMarine. They're tied 2 and 2 right now. And the old War Machines, Bonan and Inexorable in the bottom right, will be looking to try and take themselves up onto match point. So that's where we sit. As the SCV comes across over to the left-hand side. Forge is going to come down here from Bonan, so he's just going to start cannon rushing, and Inexorable is going to proxy rack, so they're going to get very aggressive very quickly. Actually. Very aggressive very quickly as the probe up to the high ground, and the cannon rush will begin. So we're going to see HeroMarine starting to pull some probes back against this just for the moment. Just going to be seeing that pylon getting nibbled out, a couple of barracks coming through, the forge coming up. I'm just going to ping one more time out down to the low ground there, and we'll have ourselves these couple probes continue to move about. And yeah, pylon coming in, going to get a cannon onto the low ground, start a wall out with some pylons here. As the pylon provides high ground vision, Bonan is on the high ground as well. We'll get a new pylon to the high ground. Going to be difficult to get rid of that completely. This is obviously an aggressive map where you're split up. Oh, an Inexorable losing an SCV, trying to finish up his second barracks. He does have one Reaper on the way already, but not going to be done quite yet with that. This first cannon ready soon to protect this high ground. Starting to get the high ground cannon up as well. Now, HeroMarine's being left alone. He's starting to make a Reaper of his own, and he's building up a bunker. But obviously, HeroMarine in some trouble here trying to deal with this. The cannon on the low ground, it does not protect the high ground cannon enough. I actually don't love that he hit the Zealot. I would have rather he targeted down a bunch of probes, I think. just feels like the Zealot is not something you're guaranteed to get, whereas the probes are something you absolutely could have gotten a few kills on. Because now I feel as though Bonan has not really been able to... Well, I guess the Zealot's going to go down. So maybe they still just bully Arc Fire. Maybe they can still kind of knock Arc Fire down. Babe Marine needs to just try and get as powerful as he can. They're actually going to get the Reaper advantage there. The cannon obviously is a very good defensive position that they can run back to and utilize for a little bit of safety as well. It's exactly what they did right there. So, doing that, another cannon looking to come into place. And just see another fight or two. There's a couple units get back to scrapping right off the bat on this one. Alright, Reaper's still moving around. A couple of Reapers coming in together, looking to move through for a little bit. Gonna see one Reaper going down. We pulled back with the other. The Stalker there taking a shot as well. Other Reaper taking some damage. And yo, what's up, Lancer Shinkles? Thank you so much for the 100 bits. Appreciate you. Kind of on the low ground is going to finish. I'm just going to see that Stalker, the Pylon, still taking some damage. Slowly fighting through it with the battery. We're kind of trading shields for actual cannon, damage onto the cannon. Going down an Inexorable, trying to do what they can. 2 Reapers at a time being made from an Inexorable to try and come forward and reinforce this as best as possible here. So, trying to find everything we can get. The Reaper Hellion is going to be good for a Reaper kill as well. Again, slowly the Stalkers get rid of that Pylon, then High Ground Vision is lost. Then it's going to be very difficult to really do much else in this. Reaper gets a little pick off. It's going to see a bit of back and forth again. Reaper Hellion will have a go at each other. Just going to see that cannon finishing up also. And the rest of this continues to move through. And cannon goes down. With that going down, I feel as though Bonan, what does he add to this right now? Cybercore only just now finishing frame back at home. Love the Banshee tank production from Babe Marine. Feels like it puts them in the right place as well at the moment. So putting yourself in a better position there. It's going to see these other units begin to move onto the map. And the Reaper's pulling back. So a few Reapers going to gather in the center. I'm just going to ping one time to the left side. A couple of barracks still producing through. Reaper's going to be able to get a Reaper. So a little grab there as well. And as we do, like I say, slowly lose the infrastructure here from Bonan. So as that goes down, that really leaves you in a very difficult position because you're trying to work your way out of something which is just not really looking super pretty anymore. Pylon coming in there. Just going to see these Stalkers getting in with the Immortal after that Pylon. Cannon will be a grab as well now. On the other side, Reaper's going to try and get after the Hellion for a few moments. Just going to try and grab that, chase that around, back up the right side for a moment or two as well. Stalker's not immortal. I'm just going to go pinging at the barracks for a couple of moments, so I'm just going to put some damage in on this. That barracks taking some shots. The Sentry and the Stalker pulling back over. Stalker shooting, barracks going down, the other barracks up overhead. I'm just going to see the Prism coming back around a little bit as well. Yeah, Reaper Hellion still heading to the bottom right side. A couple tanks going along with this. It's just nice to be able to put on some pressure here. I mean, supply-wise, Babe Marine is the real hard carry. Obviously, Arc Fire had a ton of issues in this game. The Reapers just showed up, but that means that there's nothing really at home from Inexorable, which probably means you can push through this as Babe Marine. And Immortal just going to be taking shots that, at the very least, is draining the battery energy, allowing everything else to look good. Bonan and Inexorable say GG. Arc Fire and Babe Marine move up to a 3-2 advantage. Alright, so we actually are going to need to see... Hang on, I'm just going to... double check. So I think we're probably not going to cast the Art Arc Fire replay, guys, and just confirm if we need an ace match or not. So let me just sort that out. Give me a moment. Okay, so it's gonna. So I'm just gonna spoil it. Instead of waiting to cast the Arc Fire art game and stuff, we're just gonna go to an ace match. because the Arcfire art game went in favor of art, is what I've been told. They literally told me this instead of sending me the replay anonymously. So it is 3-3. So, yeah, we are going to be 3-3 tied up. So we're just going to go to an ace. So, yeah, Art beat Arcfire. Let me just communicate that through to the other guys as well. Cool. Alright, gonna hop on over to Europe. We've got the ace player selected. It's gonna be Arcfire versus Minizerg. So Arcfire versus Minizerg coming up for the ace match. Get this hosted, guys, in just a second for some PvZ. Where are we at on the maps? It's gonna be Winter Madness. Oh, no, I can't log into. Why can't I log into Europe? It's giving me the career book on Europe. Oh god. And now I've just got a black screen of StarCraft 2. Oh, that's brilliant. Hello? Nope. It's an alt F4. Nice. Alright, so Arcfire and Minizerg will be the ace. I'll get this on the go and get ready to start. Say sorry we didn't see every game, guys. Just it's been a bit of a scheduling mess. So apologies, but we'll do this ace and we'll kick off and get straight to it. Alright, so Minizerg and Arcfire as soon as I actually get us online. Alright, Winter Madness. All right. Cool. If they're ready, we're set to go. We can just kick into this and go into this ace match. So yeah, the two teams we said should be pretty evenly matched do indeed get all the way to an ace in our first matchup of the day. So we're going to kick this off. Perfect. Everyone's ready. Let that go, and we can get that into place. Awesome. Awesome. Alright, countdown's good. Let's go into Arcfire versus Minizerg. Game number 1. Oh, there's best of 7. That's in the top left-hand side. The blue Protoss player. And this is going to be Arcfire. And in the bottom right, our red Zerg is going to be Minizerg. 3-3 ace match. Like I say, sorry guys, we skipped one game. Because it's an ace, I don't really have the chance to go back and cast the game without delaying the ace. And like I say, there's some time constraints today because nobody has an easy schedule. So, yeah. Forgive me for that. Alrighty, so we kick off into play, get this started up. And it is going to be this PvZ to determine the outcome of this first series. After this, Old War Machines will take on the Musketeers, and then we actually get the enjoyment of watching the Musketeers against the Shopify Rebellions. So the Musketeers coming out to play a couple back-to-back after this should be quite fun. Cool. Next on the Cybercorp coming in, we get this on the way initially, try to see what's going on, see where things will go. Cybercorp completes, the Overlord is going to fly through, the Adept going to Chrono Boost along for a couple of moments, so bringing that straight up, Link Queen on the way, Link Speed being added, the Adept Probe and Nexus continue to build as well, so a lot of that coming up, Stargate building through, and we get that's being brought on in for a couple of moments here, get that all settled into place. So far, so good. Alright, Stargate, the Adept, and the Wargate all building by. Just gonna have ourselves the Adept gonna take a shade, a few Lings, and the Link Speed all coming up. And we do have, that's a lot of Lings, so minis are gonna be very aggressive here. There's a gaping hole in Arcfire's wall. And yeah, the Adepts are in the middle of the map. That's really not good. Fortunately, there's no Link Speed yet, so these Adepts should be able to shade back just fine. Get that wall secure. Get this defense ready. The hatchery behind this sword, are we eventually gonna Spinecrawler push this wall off as well, or? Very intrigued by the hatchery, to be honest. I was just going to be seeing a couple shots going out there straight away, so a few hits coming straight through. And do have the Adept going to pull back over. Hatch will take a few more shots. Just going to see the Lings and the Queens marching. I'm super intrigued by this hatchery, honestly. Like it's obviously going to be an investment to get this up and running, so I'm extremely curious as to how that turns out. I'm extremely curious what this turns into as the couple drones continue over as well. The Void Ray and the Wargate coming up. We're probably going to get a couple of drones. That's really nice because you're going to stop the spines from coming in. Yeah, that's actually really good for Arcfire. That puts you into a great spot defensively. Batteries available. I just don't see a defense. Sorry, I don't see a breakthrough happening. There's one Spore Crawler that comes up and online. Okay, so Spores instead of Spines. And it does deny the Void defense a bit, but you're still limited by the creep spread. For a little bit of more range is going to be kind of nice as well. I'm just going to see this couple of Queens pop back for a moment or so. Nothing too major. And Queen regathering. The Void Ray going to take a couple of shots of damage as well. So just going to push back on that for a few moments as well. The Spore Crawler are going to come stepping to the front as well as everything else. So we step over there with that for a moment. And we just see this couple of Queens continue to join up for now. Well, now the Spine Crawlers are on the way, but this is taking minis like an extremely long time, which gives, obviously Arcfire a lot of time defensively to get set up against it. And Void Ray is going to fire a few shots off. The Queen's going to try and hit it. I mean, we just got ourselves batteries, which obviously going to do a lot of healing. What is awkward is that obviously the Queens have transfusion, so over time these Queens are doing a lot. We need to pull that Void Ray back, don't let it die. There is going to be the gateway going down that's going to open the doors to these Lings getting in. Have we nullified enough of the Lings' access to make this okay? You see the Void's having to pull back again. Going to try and target down a Queen. Another transfusion comes in. Probes pull over to the right side. We've got Spines to worry about eventually too, but I honestly think we're very close to just having the Void Rays an account where it just doesn't really matter. Another transfusion comes in. I got to say, Arcfire has not done a good job in removing the Voids. Like, those Voids have been so consistently able to just kind of get rid of the Queens, so the Voids have not been able to get rid of the Queens, and he's like, has so little supply left. Obviously, the stacked defense units makes you maybe wonder a little bit, but overall, I think this one is probably more so coming to a close than anything else, so I think we're going to get ourselves very likely a GG very soon, because I just don't think Minis will have enough. Arcfire's defense is going to get there. Like I said, I was a bit worried how long the Queen survived, but all the Lings are going down to very low drone count, especially because you lost drones, so you had to pull even more drones across the map to make the Spines and the Spore. In the end, it was obviously not ideal. So a few issues at the end of it all is going to be what really nets this as an Arcfire and a bonkers victory. Bonkers going to take the first game first series of the league for themselves. We'll see them again in a couple weeks' time. They've had to reschedule some matches, so we'll not see them again for, like I say, a week or two, but they will have one on the board whenever they get to play their next games, because Arik Fire looks as though he's got this one done in the ace match here, taking this all the way. And some Stalkers and the Void Ray still stepping through. The Lings are going to try and run forward as well. There's going to be some Queen still going down. The Lings are still running up. Stalkers will fight back the other way. GG is called, and Arik Fire takes a game 7. GG. This is what Rogue did to be max packs. Yeah, I didn't watch those games. So, yeah. I did see the result, just didn't know how. Well, there you go. Alright, guys, so that leads us into our next series, which we're going to move into pretty quickly because everyone's in a rush to play today. So, I'll get start to host, basically. Perfect, let's do it. So, Winter Madness. Going to be a bit of PvP to start us off, guys. We might be going a little bit off the initial scheduling here as well in terms of the game order. So, yeah, we might go a little bit off schedule in terms of game order here. But we'll see what we can do. Alright, cool. In fact, we're probably going to have to wait, guys, because I think they actually already started the second series. Yeah, cool. So they already started the other series. In that case, let's... Cool. Cool. So what we're going to do, guys, so the first game our ShoWTimE is playing, but we will cast that. We'll just cast that at the end of the series. We'll just cast that at the end of the series, so we'll go into classic, no. We need to do, we reordered this match completely, actually, hang on. Sorry guys, multitasking. Right, getting there, guys. Sorry. Oh, I need a coin flip. Okay, so it goes. Cool. Everyone's playing all the different tournaments. They're not the tournament that I need them to play now. Okay, guys, don't mind me. I'm just, yeah, just trying to magic up an answer. Oh, jeez. There's also so I also have another match that's starting now off stream that had to be rescheduled because of GSL. So Liquid and CG Enters are messaging me with issues. We then had the Polish Power Games the other day get delayed, so they are now messaging me with trying to organize stuff. Make it stop. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a mess. Okay. Sure. All right, I'm just gonna go off camera, guys. There's too much shit to sort out. Alright, guys. It's officially a shit show. So, half of the old War Machines can't play more than 30 minutes later from now because they have a tournament. Classic is in the finals of the Cranky Ducklings tournament, and instead of just losing in game 3, he's down 0-2 and he's now starting to win. So that doesn't fix anything. In fact, that's just as much of a problem as it already was. Yeah. So TLDR, we have 2 players who, one is in a tournament right now and can't play, and one is going to leave for a tournament soon. So I can't even punish anybody in particular because, like, I can't really even punish anybody because, like, there's just, they're both in the wrong. Like, everybody is at fault. So honestly, I am... My personal solution is to turn the stream off and just walk away. I don't think that's the responsible solution. So we're going to play HeroMarine Inexorable. We're probably going to end up playing like 2 or 3 games from this match, and then just, it's going to be a shit show. We're going to have so many matches that are just left not played. It is... Yeah, I've got absolutely nothing to tell you guys. Like, it's just a shit show. Like, I've got games from last week that aren't played. I've got games from this week that are now not being played. I've got matches that can't be played for another week because teams are just not available at all. We are actually at rock bottom on the team league, which is incredible because I really spent like 3 weeks organizing this. And it's just gone to absolute and utter shit. Yeah. We are playing this inexorable HeroMarine game, but like I say, we're not going to get this full series off. In theory, after this, the Shopify versus Musketeers match will be in full, so there is some silver lining to the situation, I guess. But yes, it is officially a clown fiesta, guys. It is a complete mess right now, plain and simple. So, yeah, it's a shit show over here. I don't know what else to really tell you guys. We are having an absolute nightmare. It's not going well. It's not ending well. Yeah, it's just all going wrong, basically, plain and simply. It's just all going wrong. So yeah, how's your days going, guys? Hope everyone's doing great. Yeah, I just don't really have a better... I just don't really have a solution at all right now. Like there's no way to fix this. So I mean, outside of disqualifying both teams for both causing me issues, there is just no fix. So apart from just letting it become even more of a mess. So we're just gonna let it become even more of a mess and cry a little bit inside, I guess, maybe, possibly. Yeah, I think that's our current strategy. So yeah, how are you guys doing? Welcome to the WardiTV Team League, the mess of all messes. Some Terran versus Terran then coming up as we get this on the way through. We look to see what is going to take place and happen. 3 Reapers and a couple of Hellions. We'll start to move out onto the map. A grenade going down. Reapers are going to get caught. The Hellion going to get caught. Cyclone getting bopped back as well. A couple of SCVs still getting chased away. The playoff dates haven't been decided. Oh no, the playoff dates are set. Oh no, the entire... No, the best part is everything is actually already set and has been set for like 2 weeks. That's why it's impressive that it's becoming such a mess, because it was actually so well organized. I will stand up and defend myself. I actually think it was so well organized that it has become a problem. Because I had a really good set of plans for how this is going to work. It's everyone else that's making it a mess. So, yeah, we'll figure it out. Just I've got no idea what's going on half the time. That's okay. We'll get that. I just have... Was it too well organized? No, probably not. You know what? Instead of asking the team captains to check if all the dates were okay, I should have individually checked with every single player if the dates were okay, because that might have actually helped us a bit. Although that doesn't stop people then deciding to play in tournaments when they know they have to play a day as well. Yeah. I mean, we are what? We're like... We did have one day that was pretty successful. No, well, no, that day had 2 matches that didn't finish. Yeah. No, I can't really defend this at all. It's a complete mess. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm completely put off casting because I don't want to. I can't be bothered to. My brain's just not in it anymore. Like I'm mentally checked out right now. So that's great. Because if there's one thing that's going to go well is let's just mentally check out and not want to cast anything. Which I know you guys can just, we'll just start casting, but like it just, my brain's just not there. My brain's in complain and die mode, so. Why were Spirits games allowed to be rescheduled? Because, well, this wasn't really ideal either, but Spirits games were allowed to be rescheduled because they told, so basically Spirit wasn't able to play all of last week, so instead of being able to pre-play, he just couldn't because he wasn't just unavailable one day, he was unavailable all week. And because it was the first days, I was like, well, it's a little bit messy, but you know what, let's just run with it, because otherwise we have to reschedule the whole matches. You know, and it's much easier to reschedule a couple games from a player than it is to reschedule a whole match. So my thought process was, let's pick the lesser of the two evils. So that's what we went for by letting Spirit kind of reschedule, which still don't really regret it. I actually think it's a fairly responsible choice still. Like, I think that's fine. Like I say, one player's not available, him replaying a couple times later is fine, but yeah. Yeah. Basically. Alright, Marine's gonna unload from the tanks. Seems like the rest of the players are abusing the kindness. Well, no, because Spirit still told me before their matches got played. I mean, the thing is there's a difference in the timeline that you give me as well, right? If you tell me a week before that you're not going to be able to play this week, sure. We can either try and reschedule, or I can come up with another solution, like Spirit delaying. If you tell me the day of your match that certain players need to be done by a certain time or something, and then if other players are then playing in other tournaments on the day, like... yeah, it's, I don't know, it's a walk away and rehash things right now. Kind of situation. It's okay, I don't cast Game or 2. We had one of those a few days ago and no one asked if I was muted. Yeah. Yeah, I just walked off, no one cared. Yeah. You're more entertained by my rant. Yeah, honestly, I personally think my rant is more interesting than the game we're currently watching at this point as well, because that, like I said, it's one of my brains out. It's probably not. Stevie D's actually been kind of cool. I just have no mental commitment to it right now, so. There's a nationwide internet blackout in Russia. That's great. All the Russians are online that we need to be online. It's just in 30 minutes they're going to go play a different tournament or something. I got told that in 30 minutes they will go and play a different tournament, so as far as I'm concerned, that's the issue. This is wild. The SCV pulled from Inexorable. Holy. HeroMarine kind of... honestly, I felt like this was good for HeroMarine. Like, the SCVs felt like they didn't do anything. HeroMarine still has Raven energy. Both players lose a lot because HeroMarine pulled his own SCVs in without really the rest of his army coming in either, so it kind of leaves us in a little bit of a messy place. HeroMarine's defense is actually not really looking ideal right now. He's looking like he might actually be in a little bit of trouble. A couple of Ravens of the Viking going to sit overhead for a moment, as you can see, and Inexorable is going to back it up. HeroMarine has more workers, so Inexorable actually needs to keep pushing, but it is very difficult to push because HeroMarine has the Ravens. HeroMarine also has an armor upgrade advantage as well, but I just think in general, HeroMarine's defense position probably is still okay enough that he can kind of continue through, and like I say, eventually he does have a big advantage coming from that as well, so it does seem like a pretty Worth thing to note at the moment as we continue through. Just going to be seeing the SCVs are going to come pulling over. Just going to be seeing another attack. So we're going to pull the SCVs a second time. Wow, this time the auto turrets need to go down. I love the matrixes on the tanks, but can we actually deal with the Marines? There's a lot of Marines from HeroMarine on the right side. Need to try and get involved. Oh, his tanks are holding strong, actually. He's going to split. He's going to jump on these tanks now. Yeah, so many of those tanks being out of the fight for so long was huge, and Inexorable is not going to have the supply to make this happen in the end. It was actually somewhat close. But I actually kind of believed. He really pulled back for that second SCV pull. Well played, GG. HeroMarine takes the first game. Off we go. Alright, so HeroMarine takes the first game off of Inexorable. That was played. Missing. Do we just go to the other 2v2? I guess we just go to the other 2v2. Cool. All right. We're at an agreement of what we're doing. Wrong. If I host this with the wrong mod one more time, I might actually delete the mod myself. You think the players should know that if they're playing today, they shouldn't be committing to other tournaments? Oh, trust me, I think they should know that too. Alas, this is something that has been a problem in StarCraft 2 since the age of time, and is probably not going to change. Like, honestly, I would have actually just... It's hilarious because I actually would have just disqualified someone here, but because both teams are the problem, that's kind of messed up. So like I'm like what, I disqualify both teams and no one gets a win? Like they're both in the wrong. You know? So they're both saving each other by both being as wrong as each other. It's a thing for sure. Don't worry, guys. There's going to be some really good new rules as of tomorrow morning. Maybe not tomorrow morning, maybe tonight. If this happens, we should make them play a free-for-all. You all broke the rules, and now we're going to free-for-all to see who actually gets the win. Cool. Alright. A couple guys needed a moment. What's up, Rexto? Thank you for giving us up to Lambo. Alright, plays are ready. Let's jump into this 2v2. Kick this off and get this going. Right. Well, the Musketeers take a 1-0 lead with the yeah, they take a 1-0 lead with this beautiful TVT that we just saw. Got my that's not that, guys, not gonna lie. my mental investment right now is gone. This series is just a write-off for me already. Jesus. We just sit back and I'm just gonna sit and cast as casually as I can. It's happening. These guys are still spinning. I went on their cameras, they were spinning around for like 10 seconds. I'll come back when they're done spinning. They come back, they're still spinning! What's going on? This spins on the intros. Yo, Hidden Variables, thank you for the 7-month resub on the Prime as well. Appreciate you. Alright, Pile and Gateway coming up. Barracks and the gas coming over. Probe will nibble at the SCV, so a bit more damage being done. I'm just going to be having the probe getting there, getting a kill. But yeah, this is obviously a bit of info. We are going to see the cannon rush starting on the low ground. Let's see, that probe is going to go nibbling at the depot. So it's a full wall off here, so you don't get anything into the main base. Obviously, you can slowly break down this wall off and then kind of go from there. That seems to be the probably game plan of where we send this right now. So a couple of probes going to start nibbling at that depot. Bit of damage being done there immediately. And I'm just going to see that cannon popping out. Depot will take some shots. And CV will continue to try and do some repairing for a few moments. And yeah, those two cannons are going to take the depot down. It lets the probes in. HeroMarine gets supply block. There is going to be a bunker here. High ground vision obviously available because when we don't have high ground vision, we can't continue this. And with that Reaper out, high ground vision from the probe at least would start getting denied kind of soon. ShoWTimE has a Zealot moving to a Stalker. Range unit's obviously very important in the grand scheme of things. Targeting the gateway makes a lot of sense because the barracks can just lift off and back away. The gateway obviously cannot move as the barracks going to relocate backwards. We will have that forward bunker to help us out here. ShoWTimE probably just has to accept that this gateway goes down and probably his pylon as well, but if you can stop them coming up this ramp, then this seems pretty decent. It's going to be seeing the gate and the pylon continuing through. Battery going to do a little bit of healing there onto the gateway as well. It's just going to heal that up a little bit right now. It's going to be seeing the gate actually still alive because we lost high ground vision, so for the moment this gateway actually lives from ShoWTimE too. He's not using it yet. Warp gate only just started as well, so it's going to be a while until it really comes into use. Might still lose it, as you can see the Zealot provides high ground vision again. He batteries to keep it alive though, and the Marines will go down. We now have to scan for high ground vision, which is not really ideal. It's very expensive to have to scan up here, so that part of this is also really not great. A couple more Marines coming to bounce, Stalkers and the Reaper coming through. He's going to be seeing the cannon continue to fight at the moment. Stalkers will shoot. A couple more units coming around. Just going to be seeing this army setting up. Definitely ready to get a bit feisty here. Going to come back down this ramp. It's going to be seeing a couple of Zealots going down as well. I mean, this is getting rough, right? This cannon's going to be in some trouble. There's a lot of fire output now with this cannon siege tank in reach. Going to be a tank showed up from inexorable, so we actually need to try and target that. Otherwise, yeah, HeroMarine's going to lose his tank. So he actually loses the tank at the front there, and both players continue to sit tidy at the moment. Another tank on the high ground. The thing is, it's like, this is still kind of a low ground setup, so you still have to break into the main for this to really be super effective in my eyes. Guess we'll see the starport coming down from HeroMarine. So he's going to double down on the starport reduction early, which is actually kind of fun as well. Liberator gonna siege up. Tank backs up. A few Stalkers step away. Oh, you know, they lost that Void Ray. That just stays alive. The Vikings great because they're going to get rid of the Liberators. So the air control definitely going in favor of the of Team ShoWTimE, and HeroMarine is a big plus, as we are going to see ShoWTimE trying to poke down this ramp with these few Stalkers again. So looking to try and get straight down here. Another tank shot or two. Stalkers taking hits once again. Again, Tempest producing, batteries on the way, adding on the warp gate. Siege tank and a few depots coming along also. Tanks still hitting the Stalkers. The Vikings up overhead, and a few SCVs are going to pull in there. Going to get straight after that group of Vikings also. Just going to see the Stalkers coming back around. Must be having everything else setting up steady for the moment. Battery's still on the way through. Again, another Tempest chrono boosting along, adding the warp gate in. So going to get that going right now as well, as we have a couple of batteries going to finish. The fact that we've got so many Vikings means that this Tempest switch is just really probably not getting it done, if I had to make a guess. I don't think this is going to be seeing much success at all. As those couple tanks will siege. We'll just be seeing this Void Ray tackling this Nexus, so we're going to try and take that down. A few Vikings are going to step over. Try and chase that Void Ray out of here. So that Void Ray gets chased, and just going to get pushed for a little bit. The other couple tanks coming by as well. Vikings will shoot. Shots going down. Just going to see the Vikings going to land. And do you see the other couple of Vikings coming over? It's just going to get those across there. A few Marines are going to gather up. The Viking going to be there. The tanks as well joining. Hallucination going to fly back through also for the moment. Another tank will just siege. Wouldn't mind coming across. We've seen a couple of shots. Tempest going down, or taking some damage at least. The tanks will siege again. Just having now the Vikings, the tank, all gathering together. Just don't think there's going to be enough to really kind of keep you going here, I guess, in the long term of this right now. I think this really is kind of coming towards a bit of closing for Bonan and Inexorable. I don't think you can really do much at this stage. I mean, Stalkers just walk across the map. They can probably walk straight into the main base. Feels like that's exactly what's going to happen here, and just going to go after a bunch of probes, so it's going to be kind of pain, pure misery. Void Ray goes down. GG is called, and it's going to be a 2-0 lead for the Musketeers as they start off strong in this one. Good defense in the end. Yeah, HeroMarine getting the job done in a couple of games back-to-back. So far, so good in that regard. Alrighty, guys. I do believe that we are free to actually go into the classic games. So we're going to go classic Bonan on Taito. Oh. Never mind, we are going back to some 2v2. Okay, I don't know what's going on anymore. I don't have any idea what's going on in my own tournament, so give me 1 sec, guys. I need to download a couple of things. 1 sec. Cool, cool, cool. So, we're gonna go 2v2, guys, because the Mini Zerg art combo can play now. So we're gonna try and get this played, I guess, is the plan. We might get there. We might see a solution to this by the end of the day. Ay. Alright. Classic's the right colors. Just giving HeroMarine and Classic a moment to set up. And hopefully you can kick this off. Just waiting for them to both be ready. And get into this 2v2. 2-0 right now for the Musketeers. Alright. So Classic and HeroMarine versus Art and Mini Zerg. And then after this, I think we're still just going to do Classic Bonan unless we have time for Classic Art. I'm not sure if they will. Maybe Art can delay whatever he's going to have. I don't know. But we're kind of getting through this series. Somehow, some way, where we're sort of slowly getting there. Bottom left will be the orange and red Art and Mini Zerg. Top right will be HeroMarine and Classic. You want Classic and Gabe to win on principle, but the Classic's the one that caused half the problems. In fact, Classic might be the most egregious player because he was just playing a different tournament when he knew he had to play early. At least Art and Mini Zerg told us they could only play up to a certain time, so we moved their matches to be earlier. Gabe is innocent? Yeah, Gabe is like the only innocent one in all of this. Like, I mean, like, Art and Mini Zerg aren't too bad. Like I say, it's annoying, but they gave us a heads up that they can only play at a certain time, which is still kind of shit, but like... Oh, I'm seething today, guys. If you just joined us, it's a team league scheduling disaster, basically, so don't mind me. I'm just losing my mind as the day goes on. So yeah, if you're wondering why Wardy's complaining and being negative, yeah, it's just one of those scenarios. So yeah, don't worry. This is just the vibe we're going for on today's stream. That's just the way that things go today. All right, we're gonna have ourselves the cracks going through, the SCV coming up, getting a pro coming by, getting the assembler coming about, Hatchcast and Pool all on the way in. As we get settled here for a few moments and try to see what's going on. What happened? Oh, a lot of things happened. Trust me, it's if I start now, we'd probably not finish explaining it all by the time this 2v2 ends. So yeah, it's been a day. It's been a day. It's been a tournament so far, and we're on day 4 out of like 11 or something. So yeah. Alright, kind of interested what HeroMarine and Classic decide to do. Obviously, maybe one of the scenarios where communication is a bit more limited for this 2v2, so that will make it a little bit intriguing. And I do wonder, like I say, a little bit of maybe how that goes or what this looks like, so we'll see. The chat sub in for any player. Yeah, that'd be good, actually. If you're not here, we will just get a Twitch chat, someone from Twitch chat to represent you. And then we... that's low-key genius, and I wonder if that would be... And you know what? I actually think as well, we should make it so that it goes down as your name on Liquipedia and on Aligulac. So Twitch chat literally just represents you. Now that would be beautiful. Minus some Aligulac points. Yeah. Alright, couple of Reapers, the Hellion coming up for a few moments here, so we get that settled down. Just take a moment or so. And just going to be seeing the Stalker actually going to come forward and actually hit that Reaper a little bit. So Art going to push that back a little. Adept will shade through, trying to see what's up. Again, Twilight Council, the Gateway, centering the Warp Gate. Continue to build by for now. Just going to be seeing the Phoenix and the Warp Gate still building up as well. And again, a couple more probes coming through for the moments. Again, those probes out. Lings and the Ling Speed coming up as well right here. 2 Hellions, now 3 Reapers. All gathered together and looking for a push at the front. So going to get that moving forward very quickly right now as this Reaper Hellion chases forward. So for chat too, could you ruin your STT career? You've never lost a game to Clems to Cabercerol. Oh yeah, maybe we shouldn't punish Twitch chat actually, you're right. We don't want to ruin your guys' reputations either. Yeah, you know what, that was thoughtless of me. Fun idea, we got caught up in the fun of it all. But yeah, there's some serious stakes at play here. We shouldn't just joke on about it, right? Actually gonna get up this ramp, we are gonna see the Stalker. Gonna get bumped about, is gonna be just about just where the Lings want to come running down here. A couple Phoenix now gonna find themselves a chance to go after the Overlords. The Overlord will take some damage as well. And just see that the Ling is still hanging back with the Stalkers and the Sentry that are nearby, trying to gather up and join in to maybe possibly get into something a bit more intriguing for the next few moments. The Phoenix together from HeroMarine and Classic going to be very powerful, and no surprise to see kind of again the Phoenix being played. We're going to see Lingbane and Blink on the way. This actually was a pretty good response to the earlier game when Art and Minizug played against Baby Marine and Jumi. Baby Marine and Jumi were doing something very similar, and then this attack from Art and Minizug was actually very successful. So I wonder if that's going to have prowess here, if we'll maybe see HeroMarine and Classic just having a better defense to it. HeroMarine's going to see this coming. He gets a lot of the Lings with those Hellions. That's actually maybe one big difference. There's a lot of Hellions. Baby Marine didn't have that many Hellions earlier on. Obviously, the Stalkers are not going to, you know, hate the Hellions, but everything else, well, I love this. The Phoenix able to pick off some units on the other side, so Classic getting aggressive here. They will have to prep a defense back at home, however, as we see a few Banes morphing in right now as well. The Banes come morphing in. The Stalker's going to walk forward. A couple of Phoenix will be there as well. Again, Hellions and the Reapers gathering to try and deal with this. The Hellions need to try and deal with the Lings, right? It's kind of an awkward combination of how you do things. I wonder if the Phoenix lift the Stalkers or if they lift some of the Banes up. Obviously, if you lift the Banes up, you could minimize some of the damage you take overall. Stalker step up, a Hellion will take some damage. The Phoenix get after a couple more Banelings. Just going to see the rest of the Hellion Reaper coming through once again. A pylon goes down, another depot gets blasted into by a Baneling as well. Weapons still coming through. Nexus continuing by. Just going to see these Phoenix lifting up these Stalkers. All the Lings run in. Like I say, with Blue Flame, these Hellions have a very important job, and that's to deal with the Zerglings. I think the tank should probably be target firing the Stalkers. Classic going to keep on lifting up these Stalkers, so the more Stalkers we get rid of, the better as well. That is looking to be fairly successful for the moment. The few Lings still just leaking through. You can see a few Lings turning around onto a couple of the SCVs as well, so they all continue to fall. A lot of that still being cleaned up as the Phoenix and the Hellions gathering here right now. A few more of these Zerglings still getting dropped. And I'm just going to see the Phoenix just gather back over as well. Just going to join back over. And yeah, I mean, that's just a successful defense from HeroMarine and Classic. Their supplies are booming in comparison to their opponents. And just a lot of units available to them. Especially that Phoenix count just super high at this point. And the problem is when you're ahead with Phoenix, they really do snowball quite heavily because obviously they just keep on lifting forever and ever. And then if your opponents can never get enough units up to deal with the Phoenix, they just keep getting shot down. It doesn't go very well. The Musketeers take a 3-0 lead on the day. Looking very solid there. Alrighty. So that's going to wrap up that one. I believe we're going to go on the way. We're just checking to see if Art has time to play Classic or if he has to go like right now, basically. So just double checking on this, guys. And we'll get the sword. Well, I'll say I'll get a sword. Looks like Art just logged, so I think we're just gonna go classic classic versus Bonan. Stuff are we playing? Title. All right. A classic here for this game versus Bonan. So this is going to end the series. What we will do is probably, guys, we will probably say that if the series gets to 4-0, I'm not going to force people to reschedule a single game elsewhere. If it gets to 4-0, we'll see it's a free win over Classic, basically. So, yeah. Alright, players are ready. Go cold. I'm going to jump into Tidal Citadel as Classic preps to get cannon rushed by Bonan, if I had to take a guess of what's going to happen here. So, yeah, let's watch some cannon rushing it. Like I say, that's my complete and entire expectation. And as the most tiers sit up 3-0, can Classic finish it off right now? Like I say, if we... I think it makes sense, like I say, if we get to 4-0 here, we just cancel the Art Classic game. It just does not get played. Yeah. Alright, let's jump in. As we have down in the bottom right side, it is going to be Classic up 3-0. Are they just rushing because they don't have time? I mean, maybe, but they also did this in the earlier game they played as well in 2v2, and it worked well, so I don't think it's necessary just because of that. It was also just effective when they played against the exact same composition earlier as well, so that might just be their build, you know? That might just be how they want to approach the matchup, so yeah. Well, as the Forge coming down, we expect the cannon rush. We know that's pretty much what's going to happen. Classic. We'll have to get into cannon rush defense. You will see the first probe coming over, so he is aware of it as he goes across the map himself to confirm. And we'll see if we can cannon rush our way to a victory against Classic. Probe up to the high ground, other probe coming over. And it's going to be a Forge defensively from Classic. Oh yeah, if you meant about in this game, Bonan is just a cannon rusher. He does not have any time commitments to other tournaments. He's just a cannon rusher in general, so... And that's a teeny bit of lag, as we are going to see the Forge and the Gate just going to continue through. A couple probes going to chase after the other probe here for a couple of seconds. I'm just going to be seeing that Zealot being chrono boosted as well. I'm just going to see the couple probes coming up. A probe going the other way. Probes pull by. Just going to be seeing a little nipple there. And that's going to fall. We actually kill both those probes. I'm so glad I had so much stress over this series just for it to be done in like 7 in-game minutes, so in the grand scheme of things. Right. Okay. Cool. Cool is where I'm at. Cool. Alright, replays. New folder, Team League. Downloads. My freaking replays are all going into the wrong order for some reason. Alright. So we're going to cast Art ShoWTimE. We're going to cancel Classic ShoWTimE. Sorry, Classic Art. I'm not sure what to do on that one in terms of who gets a point for it, but let's just ignore it for now. I'm not going to make people reschedule for that. But let's just go into the Art ShoWTimE game, and then we'll cast this. This one was just played a little bit earlier on already, so it's a replay. So yeah, it's a replay, so it's whatever. So we cast this replay, and then we go live into Shopify versus Musketeers, which I'm excited about for the grand reasoning of the fact that it's just all going to be live and simple, and no one is going to cause any issues, and if they do, I will actually murder them. Alright guys, let's go and cast some of this. So obviously, the Musketeers already have 4 points on the board, so it is ShoWTimE in the top left. He's our red Protoss. Obviously, at the time this was played, he didn't know his team was already going to dominate the rest of the games, but yeah, but 4-0 on the Musketeers. We do play all 6 games no matter what. Usually, like I say, the exception we're making to that is if playing the 5th and 6th game is like a reschedule and the series is already done, it just doesn't make sense to make people go through that, so yeah. That's where we're at, basically, probably. So, yeah. How you guys doing in the chat? How's everyone feeling? I hope you guys having a better day than I am. Oh my god, it has been a thing, hasn't it? It has been a thing so far, for sure. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I've been ranting away and just complaining, but yeah, hopefully you guys are still having fun and stuff. I apologize, I've just been ranting on. But like I say, it has just unfortunately been one of those days where the problem, I've just been having issues with these games for like days at this point, so it's been a thing. So yeah. Anyways, we're getting through it. We will get there in the end, and we will eventually make it. Let's just see a probie coming across. And get ready to go. And yeah, just gonna see the probe pulling through for a couple moments. The probe chasing the other probe. It's been fun. It's been lovely watching Wardy finally begin his descent into the dark side. Yeah. If you guys would like to support my my therapy after this session of the Team League, don't forget you can subscribe, donate, gift subs as well. It's 2026. Team League scheduling therapy ain't cheap in this day and age. I should have taken out like mental health insurance or something before this one started. Jesus. Alright, we've got a sentry going to nibble through a pylon, so a bit of damage to that. Pylon will be cancelled. The Wolf Gate's coming up, the Stalker's coming through. And get ready for a few moments here to just see. Yeah, hallucination moving about, that probe coming over. And yeah, Nexus is coming around, Sentry and the Stalker's coming through, the Wolf Gate's building. These sentries will continue to produce at the moment, so we get a lot of that on the way. Just going to be seeing a probe stepping over, going to drop a pylon down. So the pylon drops down into place, just going to see that Nexus coming through from both. So we're actually going to see some expansion on expansion PvP. Now there's still a pylon over here. It's something we just got to bear witness to. A little bit of a fight happened here as well. Art going to get rid of the sentry and a Stalker. Oh, not bad. Not bad at all. Nice fight from Art to take a sentry and a Stalker down. Didn't lose anything himself, so that's definitely a very big one fight from him. That's going to be a major thumbs up. Great starting point. And the Stalker's and the sentry now just going to nibble through that pylon, take this down, open this space up. It's going to be ShoWTimE, a little bit supply blocked here. So just in general, Art off to a great start. All the little things have definitely gone his way thus far. So great openings. Hallucination sets up as well. It's going to begin to make its journey across the map to try and pick up a little bit more of what's happening right here. Blink starting up from both players. You can get this on the way. Hallucination continues up. Hallucination down the right side. A couple of depths coming down that right side also. And yeah, just going to see the other couple of Stalkers and Sentries building into place. Stalker shoot. Hallucination taking damage. So far, so good. Just going to be seeing the Adepts actually do get in, so ShoWTimE finally with maybe a chance of his own to get something done here. Like I could say, it's been a little bit of odd getting the success so far. He kills 2 probes, which is decent, but it's not super crazy at the end of the day. It's reasonable. Robo facility coming up, a couple extra probes and the Stalkers coming through. Blink on the way on both sides of the map, and that Adept still shading up through to the upper left side right now as well. Blink coming in, Robo facility coming online. Stalking the sentries gather up, just going to see Hallucination. Still being shot at. Now there's Pylon being jumped on as well. Just going to see the Stalkers and the sentries there. Going to get here and take this Pylon out. Pylon will go down. Art supply blocked. Yeah, next is building in. Stalker's just going to get there. That's Hallucination that gets denied as well. Still got the Blink coming up across the board here currently. So bringing that Blink online. Again, lots of Stalker Sentry moving to the upper left-hand side for the moment. Just going to see the Hallucination. Going to take another little shot of damage already. We do have everything else gathering. And good force fields. Going to block a couple of these Stalkers up at the moment. Depth and the Sentries trying to come through. We go back and forth already. Just going to be seeing a couple more shots coming about. Forge and the Nexus continuing into play. Art, another nice force field. Going to get a little bit more done so far. Step back through. Again, there's another Sentry that gets picked away at here just for the moment. And again, Nexus will come through in the next couple seconds. We got that Nexus up and online. And the rest of these Stalkers come back around into the center. The Observer going to be there also. Model on the +1 coming up. Observers. 2 of them going down. A little sloppy from ShoWTimE. 2 in the same place and both just flying into that opposing army. Not exactly ideal. Believe it or not, not quite what you play for. Once again, the rest of these Stalkers gather up for a few moments and we'll see if they can maybe get active and maybe do something exciting in these next few seconds. A few Stalker shots going to go through. A few hits coming down. Stalkers blink off over to that left-hand side. Charge coming up, the attack upgrades coming by. 6 gates coming in on both sides of the map at the moment as well. Need to gather a few more units here just for a moment. Stalkers moving up top, Observer joining us for the journey perhaps. Go back and forth. ShoWTimE has an Immortal out now, which is nice. We are going to see the continuation from Art, extra gates, the Templar Archives. +1 attack going to be done fairly shortly. Still staying aggressive, has the Prism here as well, so we'll see how aggressive he is completely overall. Giving a little bit more time, just going to be seeing the Zealots warp in. High Templar just going to morph. Again, a couple of Stalkers, going to get some shots off as well, so we fire up over in that direction. Here you go, lots of Zealots. I mean, this is a moment where ShoWTimE doesn't have his +1 just yet. First few moments will be an upgrade lead for Art. Has a lot of Zealots, no charge from ShoWTimE. Means that Art gets a little bit of a better wraparound with his Zealots as well. ShoWTimE has 2 Immortals, but let's see how much they can do. The Prism of ShoWTimE, sorry, the Prism from Art is going to go down. ShoWTimE blinks on it, but the Warp-In did complete, so we do actually get a few more units off, and that one Archon has got to be absolutely packing a punch right now. It's going to be adding so much damage to this overall. It's going to be seeing the battery getting recharged. This Immortal's going to go down. A few units blink back the other side. A few Zealots step forward as well to try and deal with the rest of this, but I think that this is going to be it's definitely looking very good for Art. He's up about 20 army supply. I think he might have this. I'm looking to get a map for the old war machines. I think he's going to probably be able to steal a map here, no? I think we're going to steal a map off ShoWTimE. That's very cool. I actually kind of said we casted this out of order because that would have been really exciting to see at the very start of the day, right? I'm just going to be seeing those units continue through the probes. We'll get after. Yeah, Art's going to take this game. Yeah, kind of said we didn't see this at the start because that would have actually been kind of a cool storyline for the match and would have made it a bit closer for a while, but alas, it was not quite meant to be. All right. Let's jump on over to Europe. We're going to get ready for the next series. Shopify versus the Musketeers. It's going to be ShoWTimE Lambo to start that off. And then HeroMarine versus Bjorn. HeroMarine and ShoWTimE versus Hearthstone and Lambo. Classic versus Bjorn. Classic versus Hearthstone. Classic HeroMarine versus Bjorn Hearthstone. That's going to be the games you get to see. We'll be back in a few more StarCraft after this quick break. Alright, into our third and final series of the day, guys. And get ready to go into ShoWTimE versus Lambo. Let's get this one up and running. Some PvZ. Start off the Team League here. This final game of the Team League here. So we've got 6 maps to go, 7 if we get to an ace match. Shopify Rebellion opened amazingly the other day. They are 2-0 in this group already. A win against the Mr. Tiers means that Shopify are basically guaranteed playoffs, more or less, unless they have an absolute disaster down the stretch. But would be putting them in a very good position to be. Not maybe, I mean, you're not guaranteed, right? And you can always lose out, even to underdogs, but it would be very difficult for them to not make it at that point, so let's see what happens. As yeah, we have one of the rares here where everyone is here. So just to recap, by the way, guys, we've so far had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is our 12th series of the Team League. Essentially, it's the 14th, but 2 of them got completely rescheduled. 2 of those 12, the teams didn't show up on the day. 2, 3, 4 matches went off without a hitch. 5 matches went off without a hitch. Last match was a match. 6 matches. We're about 50%. We're about 50%. Like 50% of the matches happen without issue. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? All right, yeah, we don't have to worry about any scheduling stuff or anything like that. I can actually just focus up and cast some StarCraft, which will be really kind of making for a nice difference here, considering what we just watched for the rest of the day. My descent into madness ends on, like I say, the series which I think is most exciting, and like I say, will be the least problematic. So there's light. This is the light at the end of the tunnel. Light at the end of the tunnel. Cybercore the next is coming through. The assimilator coming up. Hatch, gas and pool coming down. As we get settled in for a few moments here, trying to see where we're going. A couple of drones on the queens coming about for a little bit as well. We get that on the go already. Start that out. Again, Stargate coming about. Next is coming through. Just going to be seeing the probe and the adept continuing about. Queens and the drones will build. And we get settled in here for the next few moments. Just going to see the probe going to chase about. Hatchery going to drop into position on the front there as well. Just get that put into place for the moment. And off we go. Alright, the Adepti taking a chance to shade across and put some pressure on. Lambo ShoWTimE's a banger. Lambo's EVP in this event so far has been amazing. He's been able to beat Max Pax, Zaun, twice. A win against ShoWTimE and his EVP would really be continuing to cook. Lambo is so good in a preparation setting. He knows, he has known that he's going to be playing against ShoWTimE in this match for a couple of days now. He knows exactly what map it's going to be as well, so he's had some time to think about maybe what he would like to do as a way to try and get a little sneaky here, maybe off to, some sneaky builds and so. And so he's seeing the Adept get in. 3 drones go down initially, good solid start from ShoWTimE, who typically, tries to play that very solid playstyle as well. Does not necessarily look to kind of cause chaos too much. It's just probably more so than anything going to be playing Oracles, Interblink, just kind of continuing through from there, and just the more normal of a game it is, the happier typically ShoWTimE is probably going to end up being. A couple of queens are going to shoot that Oracle, take some more damage. Spellcrawler finishes up, the drones are nearby, and the queens will gather as well for a second or so. We'll just have the Twilight Council building through, the gate and the Nexus continue to come about as well, and we just have the couple of pings for a moment or so. Still got that Oracle just patrolling, and take a second to get set up as well. Again, Link Speed building about, Twilight Council and the gate coming online. Nexus coming through too. You can see that Stalker getting straight in after the Overlord already, so just going to jump straight for that right now. Yeah, Lambo gets supply blocked for a second. Still got the Twilight Council and the 2 gates coming up. The Nexus over halfway done. 2 probes and that blink continue to come by for now. Oracle will activate, a couple of drones going down, just going to be seeing those oracles still moving across. A couple of queens are going to get there. Oracles will get chased around once again. The oracles fly about again. The lair, the drones, the road drone continue to come through. Oracles back around into the center of the map. Away they go for a couple of moments. So just get over that. Ling gets picked off. Again, Ling speed, the missile upgrade building by. Lair, drones, and Lings will continue to produce as well. Got that forge, got those probes, got that blink on the way about. Stalker's going to get in over here and just going to go and pick away at the Overlords. The Overlord will go down once again. We have Ling's going to run through. It's going to be a nice stasis catching a bunch of those Lings. Definitely Stalker's still going to be here. We continue to fire back. A couple Queens taking some damage. A couple more Lings going down as well. Stalker's going to get back onto the Queen. 1, 2 Queens going down at the moment. A couple more Lings coming across. Continue to get a little bit more done at the moment. Stalker's pulled back. Queen's going to take damage once again. Ling, Roach, Queen, missile upgrade all continuing through as our Stalkers have to keep linking back here. ShoWTimE keeping up the pressure. Can Lambo survive through this? The Lings having to carry hard for the moment. Has to try and keep setting those stasis wards off. Obviously, you run into those 2 bigger stasis can absolutely just ruin your game, ruin your defense. And then Stalker step back through again. Ling, Roach, Queen will gather. And then the stasis is just going to catch. A couple of Lings getting caught. Stalker's blinking back. The Roach Ling still fighting. The Stalker's still taking hits. We are going to continue to fight here and back it up a second or 2. Let's give it a little bit of space right now. +1 missiles, Roach speed all building. Temple Archives and those gateways still coming up as well. Now +1 in the charge continuing through for a moment. Extra zealots up the right side. So a lot of army in general up that right side. ShoWTimE still pushing here as the Roach speed, Overlord speed will continue to kick on into play over the next few moments. So we keep bringing that about. Yeah, Stalker Zealot will continue by. I'm just going to see the Oracle dropping another little revelation down into play right now. So drop that in position here. Storm on the charge, continuing through. And now that Ling Roach will continue to run over as well. A couple of these Stalkers get jumped on. The Zealot's going to get jumped on a bit as well. And then got those Oracles sitting overhead. We are going to see another Stasis Ward just catching and circling. The Stalkers keep running. The Roaches will be hunting. That's a good chunk of Roaches that are going to go chase those Stalkers down. Lambo really kind of held on by a threat there, and now turning it around into a good supply lead. He does not have a lot of drones, so he really needs to get something done with this push. Storm is ticking along, as you can see, so we are not far off. These Roaches and Ravages getting much more easily cleaned out, so it's a big moment for Lambo as he pushes up, chasing down ShoWTimE for the moment. So away we go, chasing this down. A couple corrosive battles coming down. Army taking some big hits. Stalker's in a good concave. I think there's going to be too much from ShoWTimE in the end. Extra storms going to make it so difficult for Lambo to commit. Now the Stalker's blinking after the Roach Ravager. Sign of confidence from ShoWTimE, who is clearly believing in what his army has to show for itself at the moment. Getting after that Roach Ravager force, and again getting a lot of work done for the moment. So getting a lot done then. The Ling Roach coming back through the other way. Ling Roach Ravager building up. Robo facility, cannon coming through. Just going to see the +2 attack coming over. And there's going to be a little bit of the corrosive ballast coming down as well. That's going to be seen now. Ling Roach Ravager continue to come about. Just going to keep on shoving. I mean, we're still there supply-wise for Lambo. He has rebounded quite nicely. A few more Stalkers warping in. Couple High Temple will drop the Storm in. The Roach Ravager taking a bunch of damage once more. Couple more corrosive ballast coming straight through for the moment. Trying to send this right here as you are going to see those storms fading. And, I mean, ShoWTimE to me is still hanging on to this. Still has storms available. The rest of this looking decent as well. Going to see another storm coming down. The Roach Ravager will take a few more shots. Stork's going to try and get through. Oracle still overhead, picking off a Ravager. Not a bad pick-off. Always nice if we can get those grabbed, obviously. And Lambo still has good supply. I'm impressed by how much Lambo's been able to keep it up in terms of like keeping this going. Usually the Zerg runs out of steam pretty quickly, but that's really not being the case here in the slightest. So kind of a wild little something to witness as the Storm comes down. A couple more Biles coming through as well. The Stalker's still shooting. Roach Ravager's still getting pushed away. In the end, I think Lambo still runs out of stuff a little bit too quickly here in the grand scheme of things. The Roach Ravager's still trying to push on over. Going to see a couple more Biles coming through. And I do really think that we're on the verge of the game getting wrapped up sooner rather than later, honestly. But we're still not quite there yet, as ShoWTimE has defended, but he's not going to go chasing down Lambo's setup. Lambo beginning to realize maybe the need for him to go into another stage of this game. The melee upgrade is on the way up for him straight away here, for example, so he gets that online. We get that set up. Away we go. The Stalker's going to step through, and you have a couple of Zealots in the Archon coming around as well. It's just going to move over with that for a couple seconds here. Take a step across just momentarily. ShoWTimE is going to be happy to kind of get this fourth base fully established. Lambo is kind of going to go again, which what else is he really meant to do, to be fair? And then Storm coming down. The Ling is taking a few more shots. They go back the other way. Roach is getting picked away at. Storm is pulling through. The Roach take more damage. You're going to see another couple Storms onto the Roach Ravager over there as well. It's a massive stasis ward. I just don't think there's the damage output that Lambo needs. Looks like ShoWTimE is standing strong as the Musketeers are going to get off to a big opening here. GG says Lambo. ShoWTimE will be off to a 1-0 lead for the Musketeers in this best of 7 after a pretty intense game. I actually thought there was going to be a couple moments we potentially broke through on that one. Not quite in the end. All right, we're going to go to NA for HeroMarine versus Beyond. Did I flip a coin on this series already? No. I did not. All right, let me get that flipped. Heads. It's always heads. Why is it always heads? Alright, Musketeers get server preference first. Cool. Alright, so this one's going to be West for HeroMarine versus Beyond. Let's get this started off on Mothership. Oh, what a map. What a map for some DVT, jeez. Did I do this right? No, yes, I did this right. I'm saying the wrong team name out loud. Yeah. Alright. Boom. Alright, game 2's ready. If HeroMarine's ready, Beyond's ready. Don't believe anyone else wants to join us here. And kick this off. Alright guys, let's do it. Let's get going. Let's kick off into HeroMarine versus Beyond. Let's get this started. In the top right, our red Terran player is going to be from the Musketeers HeroMarine, looking to extend the lead to 2-0 as he takes on Björn from the Shopify Rebellion in the top left corner of the Mothership as we get this up and ready to rumble. All right, let's see what we get out of a little bit of game 2 then. A little bit of cheeky TVT, always fun. Like I say, always a fun one to witness. Let's see what we get from these guys as we head on in to more StarCraft 2 today. Thanks for joining us again. Appreciate you all being here for some Team League, especially still being here. If you've been here from the start, listening to me rant on about scheduling and issues and stuff. It's probably not been a fun stream to listen to today, but alas, you had to listen to it. So there you go. Alrighty, so we kick off and get ready to go. There's going to be seeing the racks of the SCVs coming through for a couple of moments, so we get that underway. And yeah, racks and the SCVs coming about. And I'm going to see where we get to for a moment or so. Zivy. I'm just going to pop about for a second or two here. It's just going to be dropping down a command center onto the natural. Put that into place here on Mothership. And get that started. So just going to put that into place already. Bring that through for a moment. Factory moving about. Just going to be seeing the Reaper still moving through. Just going to be seeing everything else settling for a couple seconds. Yeah, let's see, seeing that factory building its way through then. So we get that set up for a couple moments. See, we get that on the go. Again, factory just going to move over to the reactor, get that settled in. Drop that straight down onto position there. So put that into place and see what the next step of this is going to be. Just going to have that Reaper obviously moving about a little bit on the high ground as well. Again, a couple of Hellions will join up, so we're just going to move through there for a little bit. On the move we go. And yeah, a couple of Hellions coming about. Starport's on the way in. Just going to see the Starport going to swap over to the Tech Lab. The Barracks going to move off of it. Barracks swapped over as well. Orbital Commander going to come flying back away. And again, we take a couple moments to get this all set for now. Hellions, Reaper gathering together. Just going to be seeing the SCVs. So grabbing a few more minerals. Raven's on the way up. Rack's floating over, and the Hellions will begin to make a move out. So off they go. Rack's ready to land onto the reactor there. The Raven about to complete from HeroMarine. There's a lot of Hellions, but they're going to be meant defensively. So Bjorn going to push that away. It's going to be reasonable defense for a moment or two. And so a few Hellions get pushed back the other way. The Raven will still be setting up here. And just have ourselves the move around the top side from this Raven of HeroMarine and try and get into position. Maybe try and make something happen for a couple of moments. Good defense though. Definitely see kind of a long TVT breaking out from this one. Definitely intrigued to see if that maybe is what kind of develops here over time. Could be kind of interesting to see where that goes. And let's just see the Raven still on the move at the moment. So again, on a bit of a journey across just for now. Matrix coming online, Raven producing. And we get the rest of this coming through. Live games, yep, all of these games are live for the rest of today. at the point of the stream where I stop losing my sanity because I have to deal with stuff not live and being problematic. So yeah, we're at the point of just live games, thankfully. Alright, tank coming up. That Matrix upgrade is still ticking along for a couple moments. Just going to be seeing another mule drops into the natural. And it's going to collect at the front. Ravens, Hellions, the siege tank all joining together there. Readying a chance to maybe move onto the map a little bit. So an opportunity to perhaps get going for something in the next few moments. Still got the Ravens and the Hellions and the Cyclone gathering through. Those Marines are joining up, as you can see as well. So you need to bring that online for now. Hellion Cyclone. And just cruise through, like I say, figuring out maybe where it wants to be or what it wants to do here. Take a couple of moments. As yeah, we come down to that bottom left-hand side. Just going to come moving straight over for the moment. See what else we can get found for ourselves right now. Just chilling, really, as what it kind of comes down to at the moment. We are just kind of sat here chilling, figuring out where we're going to go. Alien Cyclone Reaper just going to continue up for a couple moments as well. Just going to move through with that for a moment or so. Continue to get going as well. We've seen a couple of SCVs getting caught. The Siege Tank's going to be there and getting involved. Again, one more upgrade, Stim Pack building. A lot of that coming through already as those racks continue into place. That orbital already moving across as well. It's going to move over to the sides. Hellions and the Cyclones will still gather together. Marines and the Ravens join up. The orbital command is going to land over on the third base. Two medevacs, 9 Marines, 1 siege tank. The Hellions are going to get in there. SCVs and the Mule going down very quickly. The SCVs are still going to try and pull in. The tank going to be able to blow up the Cyclone, which is lovely. Just going to be able to take that down now. Auto turreting into the back here. Just going to be seeing a few more Hellions go down. Wow, we saved the siege tank here. We're losing 16 SCVs, but hey, at least the tank survives. And it's going to give Bjorn a worker lead, but an army deficit, so maybe something we can take advantage of in the near future. Again, vehicle weapons up for an armor coming through, the attack upgrades coming up. Combat shield from both plays as well, so again, getting a little bit more set up there for now. It's a big stem through, by the way. Marines and Cyclones going to come straight at this. Interference Matrix hits one of the Ravens, which is big. Nice matrices on the tanks as well, because two of them just cannot siege at the moment, which gives you a bit more time before the siege of your opponent truly gets into place. Gun gets one tank further forward because of it, and should be able to keep his mineral line safe from there. That depot in the front maybe goes down, but that's kind of the least of your worries at this stage, so that part's not too problematic. It's just going to see the Ravens still moving across and through and putting a bit more damage out just for the moment. Going to take a few more shots as they're actually going to see the opportunity to move in. Oh, he gets the Matrix on the Raven, so HeroMarine will not get Raven and casts off. Beyond is actually going to break through that army. Going to be able to see that drop, and that's going to be a major defense from Beyond here. It's going to solidify a lead for him in this game. We'll see if he kind of moves through and takes advantage of this or not. It's TVT. Sometimes you get a lead, but you don't actually run across the map and make the most of it, because that's just kind of what's happens in TVT. Again, 2-2 coming about. The +1 vehicle weapons coming by. And we do have one Marine tank coming up alongside that as well. So, a lot of these little bits and pieces still very much so coming through at the moment. Big push from Bjorn. This is the moment where he tries to take advantage. There's not a lot from HeroMarine. 2 tanks in the natural might hold you up for a little bit. And I mean, they're definitely going to hold you up for a little bit right now. So, not a bad situation. It's going to be seeing these Marines On the other side, gonna have to deal with this, but yeah, HeroMarine does not have enough. GG and Shopify Rebellion are gonna tie this up 1-1 in the best of 7 with some 2v2 coming up next, which is gonna be over to the European server. So we're gonna hop on over to Europe, ready for some HeroMarine ShoWTimE versus HeroMarine and Lambo on Fields of Death. Beautiful. All right, let's get Fields of Death hosted up. Bow, bow. Wrong mod. I didn't get in the lobby this time. I caught it earlier than usual. Alright, so hop on over here. Try host this up and see what happens. Alright, just missing HeroMarine. There he is. Man of the hour. And get in here and get ready to go. Off into this next match, guys. Games continuing here in the team league today. Thank you for your patience. Get that colors fixed. So right now there are all sorts of an array of colors that don't match each other. There we go, we're getting there. And once they're there, we should be able to go into this next game, guys. So 1-1. Yeah, Clem's DNP, it just says that until they actually play a game. Clem's not been listed in the roster yet, so once he gets listed in the roster for one of their matches, he'll be not DNPing. Don't mind you. I will always mind you, Rextor. I refuse to not mind you. ShoWTimE ready. Just waiting for everyone else to be ready. Alright, I'm just waiting for everyone to ready up, and we should be able to go into what is going to be ProtoSerg versus Terran Protoss. Go GLHF. We've had one from each team. I believe that means we are good. Alright, 1-1 tied up in this best of 7 for 2v2 to try and break the tie break. Let's see what we get. Fields of Death CE. Alright, to the sound of the StarCraft soundtrack as well. Amazing, I know. Alright, let's get into Fields of Death. GLHF GG called by HeroMarine. 1-1 between the two teams. This 2v2 will break the tie break. We'll see who that favors very soon. There's HeroMarine and ShoWTimE in the top right. They're going to ping for expansions. And we're going to get this started. Beautiful. HeroMarine and Lambo in the bottom of the map. Start us off. And away we go. God, I gotta say, I appreciate this. The observing is insane from these guys. Musty and his caster, and they are they are doing some epic intros with the zoom ins and the turns and the twists. Truly some epic intros going on over on their stream. Love it. All right, yeah, I was just stealing their cameras, so I'll sit and enjoy their the experience. As do you have. Just gonna see the command center kind of coming through for a couple seconds here. The hatchery building, the gateway from HeroMarine. HeroMarine and Lambo looking pretty regular. Looks as though we're gonna expand here as well from HeroMarine and ShoWTimE. So we'll get that expansion underway then. So both players are gonna start getting set up. Take a few moments. Okay, we're still coming by. Next is coming in. And it's going to be seeing the little bit of movement coming through. And again, the cyber core, the assimilator coming up, the hatch and the pool coming online. Next is in the command center building as well. Probe still moving for a couple of moments as well. So again, we get that set up. We get this on the go. Still just seeing our probe chilling here for a few seconds. Try to figure out what we're doing. Yeah, next in the cyber core coming about. Next in the gateway as well. I'm just going to see the command center in the barracks building as well for a couple of moments. Settle down into this early stage. Yeah, a couple of the initial structures then kind of into place, and really nothing to shout about just yet. Lambo getting that link speed up. He's been doing a lot of kind of melee upgrade link speed with the stalkers of the Protoss teammate. Lately, there's been a lot of success from Lambo with that, from the U-Thermal 2v2 as well as in some of these Shopify games in the Team League as well. I'm just going to throw another inject down. Again, that Twilight Council still building up from Halston, so we bring that through, we get that going. Stalker on the Warp Gate continues to produce by for a couple moments, and again, we get a good idea of where it'll end up overall. The link speed still building by, a couple factories and the SCVs coming up. How that layout's where you can see worker numbers, I don't actually know. That might be a better 2v2 obs thing. The only issue if the 2v2, if there's a different obs thing for 2v2, is that I would have to set it every time we went into a 2v2, and I can tell you right now, this is not just me wanting to slack off, I am not going to remember to do that. So even if there is a better one, because this version of the 2v2 observer UI is attached to the 1v1 observer UI that I use as well. So yeah, just it wouldn't be worth it even if there was. What we need is, if someone makes a new UI, it needs to be kind of universal across a couple different situations, basically. So yeah. Sounds annoying. Yeah. TLDR, yes. It is just annoying. It's honestly a pretty good summary of it. I mean, it's not impossible if someone could maybe make a new one up and make it look a bit better than it has done for a while or something. Would not be a bad thing, but I can show you the unit tab as well. There's a lot to track in 2v2. I take a much more laid-back approach when I'm casting 2v2 because I think you start kind of getting too hung up on a couple of numbers, and it's so hard to track all of the important numbers. In 1v1, you know, you look at a number and you're like, well, I can directly compare that to the other guy, right? But in this situation, you've got 3 other guys and just so many more kind of intricacies and kind of lines of that tree to kind of build off of. It's, I feel like you get too in-depth on 2v2, you get lost very quickly. Steadfast had a really cool layout for 2v2, yeah. I'm sure they exist, the problem is, like I say, is if I use a different one for 2v2, I have to switch it every time we go to a 2v2 instead of the 1v1. So if like we're casting new thermals 2v2, it might be cool actually, because then we're doing it for a whole day. But yeah. Imagine 4v4, yeah, there's no point trying to analyze in 4v4. In 4v4, you just cast what's on the screen, honestly. Phoenix is going to come about. Going to be seeing the Stalker's going to get underneath. A couple of Phoenix going to get chased for a couple of moments. Going to be seeing this little bit of activity coming across there. So a little bit of movement. Just going to be seeing the Hellions gathering. There's a good defense against the Hellions. Roaches and Stalkers going to make the Hellions difficult to do much with. ShoWTimE already going into the additional Stargate and the Fleet Beacon, by the way, so big air commitment from ShoWTimE very early on. Stalker's just going to get through that Phoenix and take some damage. And you've seen the Roach is still there defending nicely and holding back for a couple moments. Seeing the Phoenix get chased away. Just going to be seeing the, again, charging the attack upgrade coming by. The Spire on the way up. Double Armory on the way as well. So we're not going to see HeroMarine just doubling down on the mech, which we kind of expected. Yeah, Halston just playing into the charge. Right now, it's important you don't let this game get kind of too away from you. Kind of keep this nice and steady for yourself. You see those Phoenix will continue to gather up. You see a couple of these probes are actually going to start getting lifted and grabbed. The Stalker's going to get underneath. A couple of the Phoenix going to get shut down. More Stalkers walking in as well as the hallucination still moves over for the moment. As Phoenix will gather, it's just going to take a moment or two to decide what we want to do shortly. Going to be seeing again +2 in the charge coming up. 13 more Crypts on the way. The Phoenix going to dive in. They want a bunch of probes. So they're going to start taking out a bunch of those as well. So just start with that. A couple of these Crypts are going to end up getting chased. Again, just Phoenix are annoying because they're just going to be able to keep flying through. But hey, we've got a lot of Crypto investment. Crypts are going to be annoying kind of long-term themselves if they get to caustic spray some things. And ShoWTimE has to keep moving with those Phoenix, otherwise they get caught by the Corruptors, so got to keep that on the move as well at this point in time. And charging +2, still building up, and continuing bringing that into place. Just going to see those future rounds mining up the gold mineral line as well. Cryptos gather, infestation pit building by. Take a couple moments. And missiles and that carapace all building up for a little while, so we get that on the go. And you see the +2 attack upgrade coming over. Again, the upgrade still coming by. Thor's in production, Void's coming up. Plus Stalkers come back through as well. So again, we get back over here, get that back in a position. Things continuing to develop at the moment. And we just have a big setup, right? Both sides are going to be able to kind of build up in a big way here, and we just sit and wait for this to develop out. And Phoenix coming through, Stalker's going to get underneath. We'll get after a few of those Phoenix as well, so a few Phoenix going down right off the bat. Maybe those Phoenix coming around. The Stalker's going to be there. Just going to see the Corruptor still coming up. +1 missiles on the way in. A few Void Rays coming by. +2 air weapons in production as well. Just continue to get that on the go. The Wing's going to run over. The Roaches are going to be right there as well with the rest of this Phoenix. Void's going to keep playing cleanup. The Corruptor's going to fly through. The Thors are going to get there to try and fight against those Corruptors a little bit. And go back and forth for a few moments. Again, Phoenix and the Voids moving over. Gonna see the Stalkers gonna start getting lifted. Voids are gonna chase a bunch of those Stalkers going down. Voids gonna activate. Gonna see the Corruptor showing up as well, though. Big fight that kind of takes place with the Terran army a bit further back. HeroMarine not quite getting as involved there as maybe he'd like to be. Austin playing the Disruptors, which is definitely a way to try and counter the Thors. It's funny, but Thors are surprisingly bad against Disruptors, because if they do land, the Disruptors do a good chunk of damage, and it's very hard for the Thors to kind of avoid Disruptor shots, so you're almost guaranteed for it to land. But you're going to have to make sure the tanks don't kind of zone your Disruptors too heavily before that kind of all happens as well. So there's a lot of layers to these fights. You see another attempt to engage through here. The Corruptor Cloud trying to do its thing. The Thors are going to go big on those Corruptors when given the chance. There's a lot of Stalkers here as well, though. We're actually going to start breaking through. ShoWTimE's armies pretty much disappeared. Bam! There's the Disruptors. They don't kill, but they do so much damage. It's absolutely huge. There's the flyer attack upgrade still coming up. +2 melee, +1 carapace. Building in, adding an Ultra Cavern on as well for good measure right now. Lings and drones. I mean, I like it from Lambo. Something to help on the ground, something a bit more serious there, in case he does need to kind of aid in a move away from everything else that's been going on. So I can get behind that. The Stalkers clearing out a pylon of cannon. Austin taking advantage again across the map with that ground arm for a while. Shopify starting to take an edge in this 2v2, and obviously a win here for Shopify would put them into the lead of this series overall. They do have double Classic to play against up next, though. I believe it's Classic in the next couple games in the 1v1, so I think it's Classic versus Bjorn and then Classic versus HeroMarine, so should be pretty exciting. I was just going to see those units still gathering up. Parasite on the way through. ShoWTimE being given some time to rebuild, but I don't hate that because it's not like Lambo and HeroMarine aren't improving their own armies at the same time. HeroMarine getting access to Dark Templar, Lambo getting access to the Nero Parasite and the Infestus, so... And obviously breaking through completely was going to be tough against a mech army that still existed of HeroMarine. So understandable that we kind of play this a bit more slowly. The Voids and the Phoenix, the carriers, continue to move about. Just going to be seeing this army still settling. The Corruptors and the Ravagers going to get going straight onto this planetary fortress. Going to get knocked down straight away here. The few Voids will activate, chase those Corruptors down a little bit. But we're still nearby, still setting up. Just going to drop another couple of turrets down into place. Hellion and the siege tanks coming over, and the +3/+3 coming through as well. Voids and the carrier still building about. The cannons are coming up as well. CC going to land into the center with the gold base here. That started straight away. And again, just going to see those Voids and carriers still build through. So they build up. Corruptor still producing. +2 flyer carapace as well. Lambo still big in the skies as he needs to be. And just I'm starting to see... we do see Lambo and HeroMarine kind of overtaking the whole map in terms of the bases being taken. I'm going to blink up into this main base, try and get some damage done over here. Fortress is going to activate through. I'm just going to be seeing them going after the Stalkers and the Corruptors. Parasite Bomb is massive, taking a little bit to split away from that. It's going to be seeing the Voids and the carriers coming back through. +3 air weapons on the way up. Stargates coming over. Just going to be seeing the couple Corruptors and the cannons coming through as well. The rest of that army still settling for a few moments. Voids are going to come down. You can see a little bit of that Roach Ravager coming through. Corrosive Battles coming down as well. As we are going to be seeing. And again, the rest of this continuing through just for a couple moments. Just going to have this army of HeroMarine still sitting steady in the center right now. So building that up a little bit further and deeper right here as well. Couple more shots coming through. Stalker's going to take some shots. The Cyclone's going to get some hits off also. Continue to chase down. And Stalkers and the rest of this continue to come through. A few more hits for the moment. How are we going to take this? I do see a couple of Disruptors lining up a few shots as well, perhaps. Thor's tanks. Again, a little bit of everything building right now. Just going to be seeing the Stalkers holding out. I do worry a little bit that HeroMarine's army maybe is not the... I do worry a little bit that HeroMarine's army is not the best. And that his army might be the first to kind of really disintegrate very quickly here over time. A little abduct on a carrier, going to bring that forward. Another Parasite Bomb plus the Fungals. Massive fight. Lambo's supply and HeroMarine's supply both dropping. Alright, looked like Shopify really won the earlier fight, but they could not capitalize. And now might be in some trouble because of that lack of capitalization. Gates going down. The Overlord getting picked. The other gates getting grabbed as well. It does kind of feel like this one's going the wrong direction at the moment here for the Shopify boys. There's Lambo and HeroMarine building up, what, 15 more Corruptors. HeroMarine... I think the issue for me is that HeroMarine Stalkers, I guess, are just very difficult to get into an effective position, and then there's also the fact that if the Disruptors don't land, they're not as, they're not the most effective at things either. It's going to be seeing the Ling Roach Corruptor still building through. Storm the charge building. Disruptor's going to land one onto the Thors there. Corruptors get up top side. You're going to see a few more shots coming over as well. Just going to be seeing the Disruptor still moving down. Just going to go bang. Thor's getting picked up. Corruptor's still fighting. Voyager's getting chased away. A ton of units from Lambo leaking into the other side of the map as well. So also just going to get through over there for a couple of seconds. Tanks and the Zealots will build by. Just going to be seeing a few more units. It's going to be continue to shoot through. There's going to be HeroMarine and ShoWTimE able to keep the action going here with too much. And it looks like the Musketeers will in the end actually take this 2v2, so credit to them because Yeah, I felt like they were definitely in some more difficult positions at points of this. And they were able to kind of keep that cool, keep that calm, and get out the other side in a beneficial place right now. I'm going to try and fight this one more time. Hosmer's still maxed out. And Lambo is out of money, so he can't really do much else here. I'm just going to see the Phoenix trying to fly through. The Corrupt is going to actually jump on this a little bit as a few units maybe get a bit separated. A little bit of an opportunity arising right there. Well, Void's coming by again. This at this point feels like maybe even a bit of a slow death, but the issue really being is that how does HeroMarine really come back into this himself, you know? I think that's really the big issue. Like, Lambo is not going to be able to support too heavily. Like, he's got some units, but he's lacking so much. And HeroMarine's army is just not made to carry against two players, unfortunately. Like I say, it's probably the least tech-up, tech-up army in the game. And as such, I think this one just comes to a brutal closing. So it is going to be the most tiers to take the lead. Really felt like HeroMarine and Lambo, like I said, had this at points. Just couldn't capitalize on the fights that they won earlier in this game. Kind of crazy. We don't have graphs enabled, so we can't actually take a look at where the armies... Maybe after the game we can have a look where the army supply fell, because I really felt like they had maybe a chance, but so difficult to push into a defensive mech player. Gabe's losing no supply. Gabe has lost 19k resources lost. Everyone else is 30k plus. The Shopify boys are 40k plus each. Musketeers make it a 2-1 lead. And as Gabe just Gabe just had like what felt like an actually unkillable army, you know? It was actually untouchable. It's probably the closest you're gonna see to like a truly untouchable army, to be honest. It's kind of nuts. GG's. All right, we go to Korea, I think. Yeah, Korea. Classic versus Beyond up next. Big one. Classic could win this series for the Musketeers if he wins the next 2 games, so that could be a big deal. Obviously, we play all 6 maps no matter what here, so we'll kind of work through that from there. But yeah, that should be kind of an interesting note to kind of keep in mind as well as we get ready to start off in just a few moments. Just take a second to hop to Korea, and we'll get Classic and Beyond hosted up, guys. Alright, logging in. Logging in. Coolio. What's the map? I say out loud like someone in chat's going to answer before I can look at Wikipedia. Sometimes just thinking out loud helps. It's funny, it's another Stasis Wardy battle. We had a Stasis Wardy battle the other day, Bjorn and Solar. Now we're going to have a Bjorn and Classic Stasis Wardy fight. Incredible. Who won HeroMarine vs. Bjorn? Bjorn did. Bjorn. Bjorn usually has a great track record in the team league. He played a great game against Mario the other day, couldn't close it out. Otherwise, he's been kind of delivering for the Rebellion so far. And let's see if that continues through. Just want to take a moment, guys, to mention that this event is brought to you by Great Entertainment. course, mostly just be a moment or two. Alrighty. Yeah, this time is brought to you by Create Entertainment, guys. They are the sponsors of the Team League. They power the whole thing. And if you want to find out more, I'm going to put the link in the Twitch chat right now, and you can check them out. They make great games. They sponsored this just out of that love for RTS. So, yeah, go and give them some love, because without them, this entire league wouldn't exist. This one's just like they gave us a bit of money. They sponsored the entire thing, full prize pool. So, yeah, shout out to Create Entertainment. Without them, we would not be here today. And I'd probably have some more sanity, but, yeah. Alright, Classic is here and readying up. Sanity, who needs it? Ay. Alright, Classic ready, Beyond ready. And we can go into this one as the Musketeers look to get up to a match point opportunity. Big one right now as we send this into this next game. Alright, 10,000 feet coming in. Let's see what we get. Let's see what happens as we start off into this. Beautiful. 10,000 feet coming through as we get up and running. Alright, in the top left-hand side for the Rebellion, looking to try and get back to a tied-up position, it is Björn. And in the bottom right, the blue Protoss is Classic as you get this one up and ready to rumble. Game 4 of this best-of-7 series. 6 maps guaranteed, guys. You play 6 maps no matter what, but obviously do wonder a little bit about what happens if maybe we an ace match. Could be kind of cool. Obviously, Björn is playing twice, so is Classic as well, right? So Björn and Classic both playing twice in this regular kind of set of matches. It means that if it came down to an ace, it would have to be one of the other guys to step up an ace outside of the 2 players who may be the more obvious ace picks. I actually think this is a very interesting game because I actually do think Björn has been actually very good against Protoss lately. Like, I don't know where he's found this magic from, but I feel like he's really been vibing with the TVP matchup, which is not something you say about a lot of Terran players lately, but yeah, I feel like he's really been vibing with the TVP matchup, so I'm kind of intrigued to see what he can do as we kind of continue through. Orbital and the Marine coming about. Next to Cybercore Pylon coming in. Just going to see a Nexus drop into the low ground there. CC onto the high ground. And we get up and running. Alright, so that Orbital coming through. Marine still building by. We take a few moments. We settle into this for the moment here and just, yeah, get up and underway, see where we go. See how things will turn out for a little bit of time. And yeah, factor in the gas coming as we speak. So bring that through, get that online, and get started. Gonna be seeing the starport coming down, so that's gonna be beyond the starting point here. Just the 1-1-1, nothing too crazy just yet. Pretty regular for a little bit right now. Get this underway. It's gonna take a couple seconds to move into some action. So yeah, we move around a little bit, see where we're going. Just gonna be seeing a couple of units gathering together then, so set up for a little bit. Blink and the Warp Gate continue to come by to see the hallucination taking a few shots. The Marines will continue over for a little while. Just gonna see the medevac loads up and a couple of mines gonna go out to the top side. Another hallucination gets picked off already. And a few more shots of damage coming straight through. Just gonna be seeing the, and again, medevac gonna come boosting over as well for a moment. So boosting down to the bottom here, trying to see what else is going on. Just have ourselves the Hyperflight Rotors on the way from beyond. I like that. It's always a fun choice. I always feel like it's very fun to see. Hyperflight Rotors kind of kicking into place. The Stalker's going to hit that medevac. It's going to take a few shots. We'll get the mines out though, so we're at least going to force the probe pull and something of a response. We do not have Blink, so that is going to be a successfully killed Stalker. So that part's not bad. Any Stalker, it's an expensive unit early in the game. It's nice to get rid of those and to reset things a little bit. Well, Banshees are building up. Going to wait for two. I mean, with Banshee speed, you typically do want to get in, outspeed anything that comes in as a response to you, and just try and maximize probe kills with the movement of the Banshees. That's typically going to be your game plan. So I think that would be the kind of plan at the moment. Gonna see the hallucination checking by. Gonna see another Banshee popping, so yeah, even better. He sees the Banshees have speed, so what a great hallucination timing. Classic. Getting great info there. Can use this to pick up a depot as well from the low ground. See another gateway finishing up. Warp Gate's going to be available. We do see the sentries joining in together as well. Again, gates forward, charge coming through. Marines are stepping forward. Stalker's going to get forced to blink away. And she's come back together. A couple of those probes going to get jumped on. Marines and the tanks join back together as well. 5 probes going down. Just going to see the Banshees going across down the bottom. A couple of Stalkers are going to get there. Going to see a couple of these probes getting picked away at immediately. So 8 probes already dropping down. That is pretty serious damage, right? I mean, 8 workers go down. The Banshee's still alive, and the Stalkers are on a wild goose chase, chasing the Banshees to the left. It's not really wild because I guess they do know the Banshees are in fact over there. So but at the same time, this army of Bjorn was moving out. He thought he was going to be able to get down the right side while Classic ran around the left. In the end, Bjorn pulls back, and he will find himself positioned here to potentially set up against his opponent for these next few moments. Better by pulling back over the gate. Rock's taking some more damage as well. So we just add that all up for a moment or two and see where we end up. Just going to see the Marauder here, going to get blasted by the Immortal and the Stalkers. Bio getting in after a couple more units too. And we just see the upgrades are about to finish. So Bjorn is going to find himself kind of across the map here with this army. He's so close to having Stim finished. It would be much nicer to have Stim done for this fight. A couple of medevacs showing up. He's killing a lot of Classic because those Banshees have gone huge again. Another 11 probes going down. So Bjorn is once more finding good damage. And now with Stim, he is going to chase down that Immortal and get that grab as well. It's going to be a beautiful addition to everything else going on. Marine, Marauder, medevac still coming through. The extra barracks on the way. And then those Banshees will just fly in. A couple more probes are going to get jumped on. Man, this is rough. As you see, Bjorn is kind of dealing with the Prism on the other side of the map as well. Finally, the advantage will go down here, but boy, have they paid for themselves. They have been awesome. They've done everything they needed to. And Bjorn is in a significant lead at the moment. Up 11 workers is amazing in a TVP. Bjorn is absolutely slaying it right now. I'm just going to be seen as Stalker. We'll continue across as well, still moving by. Also trying to see what else is happening. Well, Stalker's all still gathering up. Just going to be seeing the Observer there to help maneuver as well. Stepping across for a little bit. Just going to see that Prism. Need to be careful not to get chased down too quickly. Stalker's blink underneath the orbital command. Zelds are going to be there along with this, and we are going to be seeing that orbital taking some shots. Bio going to stim through though. Okay, Bjorn loses the third. That's a definite way to step back in this game as Classic is okay. Once again, the Prism may not do too much here, but Bjorn losing the third base is going to severely slow him down, and that definitely takes away one of the advantages he had. That worker advantage is going to be really minimal now. Bio more mines setting up at the moment. The extra Zeld goes down. The Ghost Marines and the Medevac still come through. Additional Zelds building from Classic as well. All of those coming by right now. Piling the armor upgrade coming up. We do see big Bioforce still pushing in at the bottom, so in we go. Like I say, this is the moment where I think Bjorn needs to capitalize on the lead he had, because that lead will definitely disintegrate with that third base gone. So take advantage of it now while you can and make the most of this. A couple of Zelds run through, a couple of Widow Mines will help soften this up. Is it enough from Classic so far? Not really, but maybe it becomes enough as a few more Zelds show up here. Looks as though he's just about for now pushing this away and holding this back. Yeah, Bjorn is going to get pushed back, but it's still coming at a pretty hefty price from Classic. It's not cheap, to say the least, as we see the Bioforce still going to chase through and actually going to come back down over in this direction. This scan is going to drop. You can see these Zelds are melting once again. A few Stalkers trying to get involved. A couple EMPs getting involved on this as well. Now the Immortal and the Stalkers all melting away. The Bioforce clearing out this army. And that's GG's. Bjorn 2-2 as he does take down Classic and is able to bring the Shopify Rebellion back to being level. Classic will get his shot to retake the lead right now as he's going to play HeroMarine in Game 5. So we're going to swap on over to NA for that PvP. And then we have 2v2, which we're still on NA for as well, because the next couple of games will be HeroMarine versus Classic. And then Bjorn and HeroMarine will be playing Classic and HeroMarine. So that will be how that one goes. Cool. Yo, Peter Than Ever, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. I appreciate you. Thank you very much indeed. Going out to Rutty79, Suha Love Stars, Talking David, Vanilla67, and Burnus95. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. I appreciate you. When will Spirit be playing his series? There's progress already being made on that, but I don't have a final update for you guys. It's just missing a game or so, and then I will cast them kind of all at once, probably. It's probably the scenario. Probably. Alright, I'll drop the lobby link down. And get Classic and HeroMarine in here. So yeah, he's been playing over the course of the weekend. Just I don't have all the games yet, and I'd rather just do them all at once. They're just finished, you know. So yeah, that is what's happening. All right, move HeroMarine up. Get him to set himself up as Protoss, and we can go into this PvP, guys. Ready. GL, HF. Drop in the chat. Let's get it started, guys. Let's go into some PvP. HeroMarine vs. Classic. To continue the games today. Thanks for joining us. Rabbit coming through. Do. Because I like to make weird noises. Top right side, Blue Protoss play. Here's Classic. And his Musketeers have been tied up against as Bjorn goes 2-0 on the day. Once again, given the Shopify Rebellion, the team of HeroMarine the chance to be very much so in this. Like I say, the Rebellion 2-0 in the entire tournament so far, having defeated the Villains of SE2 and Onside, which are two of the higher seeds in this group. In fact, I believe the seeding was... So the way we did the seeding is that basically you add the Aligulac ranks of the top 2 players in the team, and the lower that number is, the higher the seed they are. So for example, I think it's like Bjorn and Lambo added together is like a 24 or something, let's say. I think Bjorn's top 10, Lambo's about 14 to 16 or something. But then Classic and ShoWTimE added together are like 18 or something. So basically, like, you know, even the Musketeers are a higher seed than the Rebellion. So yeah, if the Rebellion win this, they would have beaten all 3 teams who had a higher seed than them. And like I say, the seeding it's a little bit of a, you know, very whatever kind of way of deciding it. It's not set in stone, but it just goes to show that the Rebellion then, you know, from here on out, they have 3 matches left, but they're going to have 3 matches against the teams they should be favored against. Would put them really in prime position in the tournament so far. What's the chance Harson goes to a Proxy Robo? I'd say pretty high, personally. He's a big Proxy Robo believer, but we'll see. Maybe he feels it's a bit predictable. Maybe he has a good idea of what Classic likes to do on this map. Again, it's a preparation-based tournament. He puts a pylon bottom right, so that's not a Proxy Robo pylon. But yeah, it's a preparation-based tournament, right? So you got some time to prep, and that's going to be a big part of figuring this out. And like I said, I think it gives players like Lambo, and actually like HeroMarine as well, kind of good opportunities to kind of show up and kind of surprise us at times as well, for sure. So yeah, I actually think that's a very cool possibility and thing that we've got going on here. Alright, we got a couple Stalkers coming about. We get set up for a couple seconds and we continue to see where we go. The few probes moving around here as well, as you can see. Just mining 2 Stalkers apiece. No one really doing anything crazy just yet. We are very, very standard and set in a very normal way for the moment. So yeah, nothing crazy going on at all just now. Rebellion winning versus Onside was huge for them. Oh yeah, absolutely. No, it was a massive result for the Rebellion. Just like I say, being 2-0 already gives them some real wiggle room, even against these tougher teams like the Musketeers right now. And you can see that competitive again. I know 2 of their wins came off Beyond, but Lambo was very competitive against ShoWTimE. You know, they're very competitive, I think, in the 2v2s. I actually think Shopify are a very good team in this league. Few Stalkers will chase. The Stalker will be hunted. Robo facility building the Classic. HeroMarine expanding as well. He's going to go into the Twilight Council, so you're going to see it going to be expansion-based PvP from both players. Once we get set up and underway for the moment, so getting this up and ready and getting this started out. I have the couple sentries and the Stalker getting chased away. Hallucination going down for a couple moments, getting grabbed for a moment or so there. Moving the Stalkers back down to the natural. Take a couple of moments. Got set back up. Stalker Sentry just going to come across. We move that a little bit. Just going to be seeing again the gateway, the probes building through. A couple probes coming about, gate coming over. And get that on the way. Take ourselves a chance to see this prism loading up, and I'm gonna try and make something moving. Just gonna see a couple Stalkers and Sentries gonna shoot around there already. Just gonna be seeing the Attack from Classic with this Prism, trying to get going. Obviously, no blink yet from HeroMarine, so it doesn't benefit from the tech he's built into. Trying to use a few more force fields to keep this backed up for the moment as well. Doing his best to try and minimize things here just for now. Just going to be seeing the rest of this all coming about. Take a few more moments still. See a couple extra units coming back around as well. Just going to be seeing HeroMarine. Can he survive this? Stalkers are going to have Blink soon. It really is time for him to just survive a couple more moments, and he might be okay. Blink is a major addition. Obviously, we're going to use essentially kind of a Blink into the Prism to kind of save a lot of the Stalkers as Classic. He kills 4 probes. It's honestly not crazy bad for HeroMarine. Like, that's enough work as he can kind of play on from here. As, he actually gets after the Prism, so having the Blink is going to change things. Why would we not kill the Prism? Surely we were in range of the Prism there for one more shot. He's going to send a Stalker around to try and catch it. Maybe he still will, but I think it gets away. I would have liked him. He could have had the Prism, no? Probe facility. Nexus coming through. A couple of probes coming about. Again, just going to be seeing the Twilight Council and the gates coming over. And yeah, a few Stalkers are going to try and poke up, but there's double Immortal here, so we can't do much without the high ground vision. It was a good pushback in the end from HeroMarine, but it only really nets him the chance to kind of play on in this game. Third base is coming up from both players. In fact, Classic's already done, so in a bit of a timing advantage there as well. Stalkers, the Immortals just going to be shooting. A few Stalkers go back the other way. And just have that Prism still building through. Twilight Council on the way, Stalker and the Blink coming up. Charging the +1 upgrade from HeroMarine in the other side of things. So I like that HeroMare's going to get charged quickly. Charge will give him a good opportunity to kind of, negate the Immortal firepower a bit. I wonder if there's going to be a time window where HeroMarine will have like charge +1 and maybe have a window to attack before Blink. That would be amazing. Don't know if he'll be able to get +1 before Blink is done. Depends where the Corona boosts are at, perhaps on either side. Blinks in, denies the Adepts. Temple Archives from HeroMarine big as well, because that's going to stop you from kind of having no splash damage here. Splash good. Especially if your opponent tries to start building some Zealots or so. Getting that Resonating Glaives coming by for a couple of moments here. And just seeing that as a part of this at the moment. More Zealots warp in. Again, the Resonating Glaives building on that Twilight Council. We are going to see the charge coming through, the +1 upgrade coming up. Continue to get that going for the moment. Gates in the Forge continue to build. One more Adept warping in as well. Get that on the way. Yeah, I like the Glaives from Classic because the Glaives obviously helps you a lot against the Zealots initially, and it builds quite quickly. However, it is more of a short-term solution, and the Archon availability from HeroMarine is going to be great against Adepts as well. Archons really can shoot down Adepts very comfortably, so I think that's going to help a lot as well. Let's just see the Stalkers backing up a little bit. And the Adept's going to chase the Zealot coming through. Gonna recall those Stalkers. I don't hate it from HeroMarine, just kind of backing it up. I'm just gonna jump on the Adepts a little bit. If these Archons get in reach again, they're gonna absolutely shred. Just gonna be seeing the extra few Stalkers warping in. Other units gonna come across. Observer goes down. Classic with a lot of supply, but I do like HeroMare's army. Again, the Archons, great. I'd love to just see a couple more Archons, honestly. Don't think you can go wrong with the Archons at this point. More Archons good. He warps in some more Stalkers as well. Stalker gets blasted. A couple force fields coming down. Going to be seeing the Stalker Mole going to shoot. Just going to be seeing a couple more shots going out. I mean, this is where HeroMarine... Okay, I like the Adepts actually splitting HeroMarine up a little bit. It's annoying for him. Difficult for him to focus up front. He needs these Archons to keep doing their thing right now. Needs to get rid of these Adepts. The Adept count looking very good from Classic. Wow, he's going to break through. I thought HeroMarine was in an okay position here, but it's just not quite going to be enough at the end of this. And that is going to be Classic pushing through to take the lead back for the Musketeers. Classic 3, HeroMarine 2. As the Musketeers take the lead over the Rebellion. So, it is going to be a 2v2 to try and save the Shopify Rebellion now. They play on Rust Bucket. I always love the name of this map. Every time I see it, it makes me smile a little bit. So, we're going to move into Rust Bucket here for a game number... game number 5. Game number 6 of this series. Can the Rebellion force an ace match, or will they be held off? We're about to find out. Aggressive map. The main bases are split on Rust Bucket, and you get kind of an in base on one of these as well, so it's kind of an interesting map in that regard. Gun HeroMarine versus HeroMarine and Classic. Sweet. We're ready up to go, guys. Goes is HeroMarine and Björn. Waiting for HeroMarine and Classic to say go as well. Give them a sec if they need to set up on voice or so. They look pretty okay earlier. But, I mean, this is interesting because it's a European and a Korean on both sides. So this is kind of the battle of who really can sustain through the potential communication breakdown. Alright, let's go. Let's kick this off. As the Rebellion look to force an ace match here. If they can take down Classic and HeroMarine from the Musketeers on the ace game. So, we set this up, we get this off. Let's go into it. In the top left-hand side, we are going to have ourselves the yellow Terran and the orange Protoss of the Shopify Rebellion, Björn and HeroMarine. HeroMarine spawns with the in-base expand, which is actually good. That's the way around you want to spawn. Because HeroMarine having an in-base is not as useful as the Protoss having an in-base, right? Like, because the Terran can float their CC when it's needed. The Protoss cannot do that same thing. So there's actually a little bit of an RNG just on how you spawn on this map. I always thought it was kind of a funny one. As we settle in for a couple seconds and see where these two teams will take us for some 2v2. Maybe the last game of the day. Maybe we could hope for an ace game. Alright, so we set up for a moment or two and get ready to rumble. And see where things will take us as we get a Reaper and an Orbital on the way through. Gateway and the Cyber Core building up as well. So we start off with that for a few moments here. It's going to have the Reaper and the Stalkers coming through, the factory coming about. Just going to be seeing the Sniper core on the gate coming through. Next is on the way up. Just going to get that on the way through for the moment. So, yeah, on we go to begin with. Nothing wild just yet. I mean, Terran Protoss versus Terran Protoss. Interesting to see what kind of happens here. If we're going to see a lot of Phoenix, or if we're going to see a different kind of vibe. Phoenix have been such a good kind of pairing with the Terran teammates lately. Seeing the Stargate coming through, and yeah, the Reaper and the Hellion still building up as well. Lots of pinging. Imagine there's going to be a lot of in-game kind of pinging about what's going on here over the course of this, as we do have the Twilight Council coming into play. Bringing that up and online as well, just for the moment. Reapers on the other side of the map are going to get through. They're going to get after a couple of probes right from the start here, as going to get this underway. Actually going to get in there from HeroMarine, trying to get a few probes. Probes of Hearthstone going to pull. A couple Marines of Beyond trying to chase as well. It's just trying to get across there, trying to see some success. The combo is actually kind of stuck in the corner, but not enough damage to kind of break through this. Classic and HeroMarine combining to kind of hit a nice combo as well, because just attacking at the front here, being annoying while that Reaper attack continues in the main. Hearthstone's main is actually under attack still, so those Reapers are still going. At this point in time, the Cyclone locks on again. The Stalker actually still being locked onto. It's a lot of damage done. So at least that Cyclone delivered for a little bit. We are going to depower the gateways. Some more kills coming through. Just going to be seeing the Reapers just about making this game, man. Credit to HeroMarine. He kept those Reapers alive for a long time. Hearthstone is down to 27 supply. He's lost 23, 24 probes because there's an Oracle in the main base that's just net 16 kills apparently. The orbs I was following did not care about the Oracle, but we probably should, because that's a pretty big deal. Now another Oracle flies in. This is not good. Hearthstone has lost serious economy early. And yeah, the Cyclones are busy at the front playing defense. That's going to be a scan to get the kill on this Oracle at least, so that's something. But yeah, Hearthstone taking mega damage, and he shouldn't have done, right? Because they had anti-air units. But the aggression at the front kind of distracted well enough, and that distraction has now enabled the big advantage to be taken by the Musketeers right now as they look to maybe get through to a 4-2 lead and hence victory in this series. Bro's going to get back to mining. We move through for a little bit. And we've seen the probes coming about, the blink coming over. The Rax is going to jump off that reactor, just going to pull back a little bit here. We do have one of the gates even depowered. Hearthstone is not really feeling pretty right now. Beyond, going to have to do some work to try and bring this back, perhaps. I'm not sure what they really do at this point, right? Beyond and Hearthstone, as they continue through, it's not like they have anything that's on the way. It's going to be like, well, that's going to save you here, or something to that effect. Stimpack, Siege Tank, the Marine continue to come through for a little bit. The defense here needs to be good. We need to try and minimize any losses at this point. We need to try and get free kills if your opponents present them to you. You can just see it. When you compare the supplies, Beyond is about even with HeroMarine, but Classic is 73 and Hearthstone's at 43. So there is a big disparity in where this game is at, and obviously where this game will go to over the next little bit of time. If this doesn't get sorted out, that's going to be a pretty major issue as the Stalkers get in. Siege Tank removed. We'll continue to go for a little extra now as well. We've seen the Stalkers still going to fight. Again, just able to do some damage. Stalkers being annoying. HeroMarine finally starting to come across the map with his army, so Class just getting in there for a little bit preemptively as well. Stalkers are going to come here. The medevac going to be used for high ground vision. Cute little move. Now we're going to try and get the cancel on the stim. He gets it. Stim denied for Beyond. That's going to make it even tougher for him to obviously help his already ailing teammate out, so it is not looking great for the Rebellion. This game is starting to go very wrong very quickly, unfortunately. The starting sequence in this just was not good enough for them to kind of pull through on. Now you see this gateway taking a chunk of damage. Then we see that getting blasted apart. 1-1 upgrade still coming through. Attack and the charge upgrade coming about as well. I'm just going to be seeing the rest of these units still settling in. A little bit extra storms going in after a siege tank here. So going to go through with this. Got a couple of tanks going to get siege. They're going to come across. Just going to see our Cybercore coming around as well. Just for the moment. So we continue to go through. Marines are gathering. The scan coming over. We continue to see what else is happening for now. You see the Cybercore going to get absolutely blasted on top of everything else as well. Just going to grab that. I mean, this game is trickling toward being GG'd, I think. Bjorn Host. I mean, Bjorn kind of hangs on. Host's actually bounces back surprisingly well. The issue I have is when I look at the production tab and I see classics on the way to Storm, and that feels really good in comparison to the other bits and pieces on the way. I mean, Haas is on his way to charge him +2, so maybe there's a way. If they can just keep holding on. Obviously, Bjorn is going to get Stim and Combat Shield soon, at least, which is going to help. No High Ground Vision, going to get rid of that tank before the High Ground Vision gets there. Mega drop coming in from HeroMarine around the left side. You know what? I'm kind of genuinely more of a believer right now than I was. Like, it seems doable. If you can catch this, like, quad drop, that would be massive. The Liberators didn't see it, though, unfortunately. The Liberator's going across the map from Bjorn did not see this, although he's got Marines nearby. Oh, maybe he is actually going to be able to jump on this, but no Stim. Oh my god, imagine he had Stim already. It's seconds away. Without Stim, this engagement is kind of brutal. Maybe he needs to lift the orbital. He's going to get through. Okay, he's going to play cleanup. If he had Stim, he would have been there before more of those units unloaded. That's a nice Storm. Probes need to not run back into it. Now the drop over here. Yeah, that's going to be an issue. Harston losing a mega amount of economy once again. Now Libs across the map. Harston is also across the map, I believe, doing a little bit of work here and there, but his prism goes down. There's the Liberator is going to hit this mineral line in the background, so they will find something at the very least. Another scan comes down. DT gets picked off. Even more Zealots are coming through once again. We continue through with a lot of that still. Trying to see where else we can take this as the Stalkers, the Immortal and company continue to come up. Marines is going to push by. Just going to see a couple of Zealots are going to get grabbed. The Zealots still chasing through. Marines are going to fire up. Big storm on the Marines at least. Oh, that's a couple of big storms as Bjorn has to pull it back. He can't continue to fight that. His units are too low HP to go into a TVT fight now. And as Hostman shows up with a few Stalkers as well, it feels as though this is probably coming to a little bit of a close right now. And it feels as though we have just a little bit too much going on. And it does look as though it's going to be the Musketeers to take it down. Bjorn is, I mean, HeroMarine loses a fair amount in the end, but Classic Supply is amazing compared to everyone else. So he's really looking solid, and it's not like HeroMarine Supply is down compared to the other team. It's just kind of a bit down from what it was. Immortal there from Harsman getting grabbed on the tail end of everything as well. Medevac's just going to boost across and boost into play, so they're going to get over into that main base as well. It's just going to open themselves an opportunity over there. Get in position. I mean, nothing really here for Bjorn. Just doesn't have the numbers. His upgrades, are they down? No, they're actually even, but yeah, just doesn't have the numbers. He just, again, Supply is not telling a pretty tale right now. If you're cheering on the Shopify Rebellion, who will look to take their first loss of the season, as unfortunate as that may be. Marines and So coming through. Just going to take a second or so on that one. Now we have ourselves a couple more storms coming by as well. Just going to be seeing those drop in. The Marines having to back it up a little bit as well. Austin says GG. Beyond says GG. HeroMarine Classic will close it out for the Musketeers. We will go 2-0 on the day. Obviously, first against the Old War Machines and secondly against Shopify. That one a bit more of an important one. The Musketeers off to a fairly strong start in the league. Alrighty, guys. So here is going to be what the league looks like after that. Obviously, we're still... That was day 4. It's been a little bit chaotic, but let's just recap where we're at and what's kind of going on to get you all on track. So this is not fully updated yet, but I just want to start talking about it already. So basically, the Shopify Rebellion will drop to 2 and 1. The Musketeers will move to 2 and 0. Let's just go through some of the matches that have happened that I need to recap for you guys. So, first of all, Liquid and CJ Entis played today. We did not cast that. We will be casting this matchup on... There is a day where a couple of matches got moved. I think it's this day with these bonkers matches. We will be casting Liquid versus CJ Entis on this day, so March 20th. So that will be coming up later next week. Other matches that are still outstanding, obviously these ones were just walkovers, so we don't have to worry about those. But the Polish Power versus Onside and Villains matches, we are like one map away from being able to cast these. So as soon as we have that, we'll set up to cast that as well. So that is what's going on with those. So they'll be ready hopefully soon. I will just get that figured out. And then the next play day will be CJ Entis versus Platinum Heroes and Exeritus. Liquid against Platinum Heroes and Exeritus. And that is going to be on the 19th, which is a couple of days away. So that'll be what's going on there. And I don't think I need to say too much else. So in theory, that's the next time that we cast Team League, which is in a couple of days' time. Does that make sense? Is that lining up? Yes. No, sorry. We've got this day. Yes, we've got this day first. I'm like, this is just not adding up in my head. We have this day first on the 17th, yes, and then we have the 18th off, then the 19th, yes, okay. I'm like, this is not adding up. Yes, we're back with Team League on Tuesday, basically. So yes, there you go. There will be Team League on Tuesday. I'm getting confused because of the freaking, the Liquid and CJ match and the CJ... yeah, okay, yes, and CJ Entis will play Stanley Balls on Tuesday as well. Okay, yes, there'll be these 4 matches on Tuesday. Oh, my brain's figuring it out, guys. So there'll be these 4 matches on Tuesday, and then, yeah, we go from there. Cool. Awesome. There's the Team League info update for you guys. All right, thank you for bearing with me today, guys. It was a challenge. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I will see you all again on tomorrow's stream for the Monday Cup. Monday Cup on a Monday. Crazy. Yep, I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. I'm gonna go turn my brain off for the next, yeah, let's say 20 hours until the Team League starts. Sorry, Monday Cup starts. Appreciate you guys. See you later.